Introducing the suspect.
I'm talking about it's really just about stacking this money, man, getting on these singles, staying positive, you know what I'm saying, and putting it in their face by any means necessary, you know what I'm talking about? I'm on Trill time though, know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Brought to you by Usual Suspect 6.
Tap into all the shows. Real Conversations with KG.
Is that right now? I'm at peace right now. You know, things get hectic as it gets closer to the fight.
Okay. Do we got a fight?
Yeah, I fight April 10th at the Prudential Center.
Bullshitting on the Beltway with Supreme Beast Boxing.
And now the co is the main event. So that's the way I look at it. That's my philosophy.
Trill Thursdays and Usual Suspect Sundays with hard.
I'm talking about it's really just about stacking this money, man, getting on these singles, staying positive, you know what I'm saying, and putting it in their face by any means.
Tales from the B-side with KG and TD.
Needed to fill out additional paperwork to clarify.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That is the paperwork that you see there.
And
Okay.
open mic featuring you.
Yeah, that was a close fight. He got dropped a couple times, but I thought he out.
We do not care.
Wow.
It's a Usual Suspect thing.
Hey, what it do, man? It's your boy. 503 line, man. We back at it again, man. Y'all already know what the business is, man. We on Trill time today. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, man? It's Trill Thursday, man. We live and direct, man. Coming from H-Town, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody that's gonna pull up, show love today. Subscribe, smash the like button, share that stream down right. It's the Usual Suspect team. You understand me, man? I hope everybody's having a good week, man. It's fight week, man. We got Errol Spence Jr. returning this Saturday to face Tim Tszyu. One of the biggest fights this year. But look, though, that's only the beginning. Of course, man, we're going to talk about the fights. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to tap in, man. DHP, Devin Haney signing with DAZN. Shakur Stevenson making the wrong move. We also got Anthony Joshua coming back versus Prenga. Zuffa Boxing as well on Sunday. So we got boxing, man, pretty much from Friday all the way to Sunday, man. So we took these last little past couple of weeks off with the content, man. But we finna mash the gas, man. We finna put that pedal to the metal. We finna flow that motherfucker all the way through this weekend, man. So we got a lot to talk about, man. Oh yeah, and we can't forget about Opetaia taking legal action against the IBF as well. So, like I say, man, we have a lot of things to talk about today on Trill Thursday, man. Oh, and we also have a US 6 report card, man. Devin Haney, did he make the right move? We are gonna be grading Devin Haney tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give my boy Debo Dev his first official US 6 report card on making the right move. And without further ado, we got our first usual suspect in the building. This is Trill Thursday. I am your host, 503 Line, hard hitter sports entertainment. Subscribe, smash that like button. We're gonna bring up the first usual suspect, man. This is my brother like no other. Some call him the good doctor. You know what I'm talking about? Some call him the storyteller. Some call him a smooth operator. I just call him KG. KG, what's going down with it, big bro? How you feeling tonight, man?
What are you doing, Five? You're late. I said, man, you said 8:30. I mean, you said 8 o'clock. My time. So I was like, man, where we at? But now we here. What's up with y'all, chat? It's another damn day in paradise, man.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shit, I was trying to get here at 7 my time, HO time, but shit, I had got that late load, and man, it's been raining, man. You know that storm Bertha is like right on top of us,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hitting Louisiana more than it's hitting us. But yeah, man, we here though, man. We here. We ain't gonna let a little rain stop us, man.
Oh, of
You know what
course
I'm
not.
saying? I know y'all been catching it down there, and
It's raining now.
yeah, I know it's been raining like a motherfucking VA, man. Big ups to the chat though, man. I see 4-ounce sniper growing with soul, K Rod, Stormy B, man, in the building. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. KG, man, we got a bunch of shit to talk about, bro. I definitely gotta ask, man. In the first segment, what stories have changed boxing over the next 6 months? What stories do you think will change boxing over the next 6 months, man? This Haney to the zone, Shakur's move, the return of the big fish, Zuffa's boxing, Opetaia's lawsuit to the IBF, man. What story do you think is gonna really like change the tide in boxing to end out 2026?
Everything you just named, I don't think it has like direct effect with them, but the fact that the zone has put everybody under their umbrella. You know what I'm saying? All the promotional machines under their umbrella. Zuffa, you know what I'm saying, segregating themselves to be, you know what I'm saying, their own entity, but at the same time we see that they're willing or forcefully doing business with, you know what I'm saying, traditional promotional companies, i.e. Rolly and Tio. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that applies to all the fighters. I think that signs to, I mean, I think that applied to the exclusive signings of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that got the big paydays, like the Conor Benns, the Shakur Stevensons. I think they're going to be willing and able to wheel and deal more with promotional companies. You know what I'm saying? So I think boxing gets ridden more so in the direction of what the fans are looking for, but not what the fanboys are looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because the fanboys are looking for um, everybody to fight their particular favorite fighter. And if they're not fighting their favorite particular fighter, you know what I'm saying, those fighters are labeled as ducks. You know what I'm saying? But as a fan and a content creator, if I'm getting fights that are within, you know what I'm saying, reason, but as far as top 5, top 3, in your weight class, legacy seeking, far as belts, you know what I'm saying, I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. But I think that's what it's going to, you know what I'm saying, apply the pressure to. I've said this on previous shows. I said, I think, metaphorically speaking, all of the promotional companies are under the same umbrella. So they got to walk past that same water coolers. They got to share that same break room. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is indirect pressure that we're going to get these fights. You know what I'm saying? We'll get more so the fights that we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? And with the new signing of, you know what I'm saying, Devin Haney, I think that applies pressure to all of the fighters or machines that the fanboys are saying is ducking him. You know what I'm saying? Because that way nobody can really duck anybody. So maybe we might get Dev more active than just one time a year. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think things change based off of the big changes that were made. I understand the boxers, you know what I'm saying? Those changes were made. They getting paid. They getting the bag. So shout out to them. So that's what changed. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much guaranteed bags that's being thrown. I don't know where this money is coming from, Five, because you get a raise on your job. I ain't got no raise on mine. You know what I'm saying? But these
Nah.
fighters, these fighters are able to get paid in a manner, and I'm not mad that they're getting paid, but bro, these dudes are getting paid upwards of 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying Devin Haney 9 figures. So I'm saying if they're doing this, man, I hope they're actually gonna fight now. And I'm not just saying get in the ring. I'm talking about once they're in the ring, we actually gonna fight. We ain't gonna throw, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna tiptoe on, you know what I'm saying, on eggshells or slow walk through the tulips. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are these guys gonna actually give us $12 million fights, $15 million fights that they're getting paid? Can we actually see what our money? Well, not our money, but the money that the promoters is putting into this shit. Can we actually see that? That's what I'm looking for. Let me see that change, and then I damn stand up on the high heavens and sing to the high and sing songs I want to sing.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir. Okay, man. That was KG first take in the show. He came in guns a blazing, man. But we got two more of the suspects that then pulled up on us, man. We got our good brother, man, Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Turncoat Tommy. You know what I'm saying? In the building, aka Mr. Burns. You know what I'm saying? And let me bring in my co-host with the most, man. Your favorite, your most hated odd fella. You know what I'm saying? By the way, all fella, this is an EP production, you know what I'm saying, from the mad scientist. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a bunch of ammunition to cook up on today with the menu, you know what I'm saying, with the cooks and whatnot, man. So I appreciate all fella for throwing me the alley-oop, and I'm a damn sure slam dunk that bitch. You understand me? Salute to the guys, man. Tommy, what's up, man? Y'all both came in at the same time, man. What you got, Tommy? TD, you there? You on mute if you there.
Hey, what's good? If you want to go, you want to lead off like Ricky Henderson, you can, and I'll go second and third.
Okay. All fella, what it do, man? Man, they fight with that
Okay. What's good, man? What's going on, man? I had to put my camera on. I'll lead off.
You Puerto Rican today?
Today I'm Puerto Rican, man.
Okay.
I'm not German. I'm Puerto Rican from the Bronx today. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Easy money. But yo, this TD baby, I'm here. I don't know what's going on in the boxing world. I haven't done content in about 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm gonna go here and I'm just gonna play dumb. But it's TD, Tommy D, aka Turncoat Tommy, aka TD Sports Talk, aka You Don't Like Me, Fight Me. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for today's show. You know what I mean, man? Somebody educate me because I want to do some educating as well.
Yes, sir. Okay, man. Tommy say he ain't fucking around today. He Puerto Rican today, man. You know them Puerto Rican dudes is crazy, man. You gotta watch them boys, man. Okay, all fella fell out. He probably trying to get his situation together. You know what I'm saying? We gonna give him a little minute to come back in. Trill Thursday, man. Like I say, salute to my sisters in the building. I see Queen 71, Queen Shaquilla Fields. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. All fella, what it do? You back, brother? Oh,
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
You good?
What it do? Favorite your most hater, odd fella. Salute to the usual suspects. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody pulling up in the chat. Y'all know what it is. Smash that like button, share that stream. Damn right, it's the usual suspect thing. First off, I want to acknowledge my late mother. You know what I mean? Salute to you know what I mean, my late mother, Cheryl Elaine Van Dyke. And
yes, sir.
It's her birth. It would be her birthday today. You know what I mean? I'm just so blessed that I was the only child. You know what I mean? And it was a situation for. I remember she told me just before she died, like I wasn't supposed to have kids. It's my you was my blessing. You know what I mean? So
wow.
Salute to her. You know what I mean? She was a major. I don't know if y'all know it. She was a major supporter of what we do over here, the usual suspects. You know what I mean? I was looking through the registry of different people that have supported usual suspect or shop usual suspect6.com, and she was one of the first customers to pull up. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a first time thing neither. You know what I mean? And I low key turned her into a YouTuber, y'all. I turned her into a YouTuber, and to my detriment, I didn't realize she used to listen to our shit. I mean, back 4 or 5 years ago, she used to listen to our shit and comment on some of my takes. You know what I mean? She wasn't no big boxing fan like that. But once again, she was a supporter of the usual suspect team. So once again, salute to my mom, you know what I mean? Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. How old is she turning, bro? If you don't mind me asking.
She would be what 69. She'd be 69 on.
Okay.
Happy heavenly birthday.
Happy birthday, mama. We definitely, I know you're looking down on us, man. I appreciate you for giving us your blessing. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, salute to mama, man. Okay,
So
man.
yeah, we gotta, you know what I mean? We're gonna have some nice something nice to cook, you know what I mean, and some food to give out, definitely, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's get this
Yeah,
Trill
for sure.
Thursdays.
Yes, sir. Yes, Stormy B, man. I'm about to send you the link in 1 second. Give me 1 second, OG. I got you. Okay, TD, I'm gonna give you a curveball, man. Talk to me before we get into what you really want to talk about. Talk to me about this Spence versus Tim Tszyu, man. We got this fight. We've seen Errol Spence touchdown in Australia. We've seen the media workouts. We've seen the interviews. Let me ask you this, man. Does the winner of this fight deserve an immediate title shot from Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu?
Once again, salute. I don't know if I saluted the panel, but salute everybody in the panel. Salute 503. I came in a little hyper, but I appreciate you as always dropping the link, letting me get the opportunity to come up here and cook. Especially like I previously just said, I haven't been doing content in a while, so we're back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back here, and I'll be back tomorrow. But with all that being said, the question, right? I don't know if they deserve it. You know, a title shot. I got to see how they look, bro. I got to see the fight play out. You know, I got some money on Spence as well as you, 503.
Wow.
We got a bet with my guy Marky Dan, who's been talking crazy about Spence. You know, every Sunday, I don't know if you guys know, I do a radio show with my guy Pedro Fernandez. He has been talking down on Errol Spence as well. So I want to, you know, kind of prove him wrong a little bit. But I'm gonna say this, man. I don't know what to expect. I'm not amped. I'm intrigued, and I'm a little bit worried because I don't know if it's me or maybe it's me overlooking things, but I don't like his body language, bro. It's something about his body language that's kind of turning me off, and it's like saying, "Damn, man, did I put my money on the wrong guy in this fight?"
Elaborate, bro. What are you talking about, dog?
I don't know. He just seems a little bit too mellow to me. Like it's. I don't know. It's not. It's kind of.
You ain't seen this. You ain't seen this.
What do you want? Do you want Shoe York energy? Everybody's not gonna be Shoe World Order, man.
Why you gotta go after my man?
Hey, Thomas, bro. Hey, Thomas, I agree with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I was asked or told that he looks a certain way in the open workout, and I'm like, I'm not sold. I still got to see this nigga get punched.
Yeah, I got to see
That's
him.
something different, man. Niggas, fall back. Let TD cook, bro.
Still got to see that nigga get
third, nigga.
But listen, but with what KG just said, and I almost forgot to mention this. So the host of the show, because I'm just the co-host, it's his show, the radio show. He said that Errol Spence hasn't really done any real sparring for this camp. I don't know where he got the news from, but he hasn't done any sparring. So like
from my chat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nigga pulled up the open mic talking that.
Yeah, he came, and then he gave it a test saying that, and I was like, really? So, and he's the one that's been really not going in like bad at Spence. He said that Spence has never been the same since the accidents and stuff. He said he had a brain bleed because, you know, he does a lot of he does a lot of court things. I don't want to put his business out there, but he reads a lot of documents and stuff like that because of, you know, his old job and his current job. You know what I'm saying? So he's the one that told me about the brain bleed, that he's not himself. And he said, I've seen guys like that in the gym, you know, so he's been trying to convince me, but I don't know. I just got to see them in the ring. So I kind of feel bad for myself for laying money on the line and not really knowing, or and seeing what happens first, and already betting on him in the first fight. I just don't think highly of Tim Tszyu. You know what I'm saying? So I that's kind of why I put my money on Spence. So with your question, it really depends how they look. If Spence comes out here looking like, the old Spence from like 5 years ago, then I'd be like, hey, let's get him in there. Let's get him in there with, a title eliminator or a title shot. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? 3 years inactive, he's going to be a little bit rusty. He's got a new trainer, but at the same time, his body was healing for 3 years. So let's see. I just don't think highly of Tim Tszyu. I know Tim Tszyu can crack. I think he can punch, but I also think defensively, he's just not there. Like, he's going to get hit too. So let's see what happens. We ain't going to know until that first bell. I want to see the weigh-in, see how he looks at the weigh-in also. So, but I will tell you this, I'm a little bit nervous just because the body language is just
is the body language off in this video?
In this video, no. He looks like he's working out, not pushing himself, just So I mean, he looks okay here, but those interviews or those those little recordings we seen him in Australia, just I don't know, bro. It's just throwing me off a little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Niggas tripping.
At least I'm not the only one that feels that way. So
okay, let's go to the co-host, man. Let's go to the co-host. We gonna stay on segment 1, Spence versus Tszyu. Let me ask you this, man. Who wins, Errol Spence or Tim Tszyu? If you don't want to give your official pick 'em, just give me, your fight analysis. Break it down for me, keys to victory, and just cook up how you want to cook up, man. On this fight in specific detail.
I want to speak to firstly what Tommy was saying.
Okay.
In regards to something off about Spence. In my opinion, I've been watching the lead up to this fight, and people have noted, especially the media over there in Australia, that Spence seems a little bit more aggressive than usual. The way he's kind of treated Tim Tszyu, kind of blowing him off, the type of banter he's been putting at Tszyu. This is something I think we're not accustomed to seeing from Spence in the lead up to a fight. And in my opinion, I don't see anything different from him. If anything, Spence has turned up his media charisma. He's over there in Australia shining. The media is over there all over them. They forgot about Tim Tszyu, the hometown kid. They forgot Tim Tszyu, the motherfucker that was selling out stadiums in Australia. They dropped all that shit and is over there all up in Spence's face. Aborigines came out and did a special tribal dance to welcome him on the Australian lands. You know what I mean? To me, his energy looks solid. To me, he's been psyching out Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu's the man that looks off. Niggas want to talk about the big fish. When Tim Tszyu the one that looked nervous. Tim Tszyu the one over here stuttering in his hometown. Tim Tszyu the one mad because nigga wouldn't give him no dap. I mean,
You get snow love in this ride, sir.
So that's the energy we gotta be checked. We gotta be looking at Tim Tszyu kind of sideways, not no Errol Spence. Yes, there's definitely questions with Errol. 3-year layoff. Indeed, you're coming off the worst loss of your career. It's only the only loss, but a bad loss. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, you've had 3 years to recuperate and recover. Not only heal the body, but heal the mind as well.
Yes, sir.
You asked Tommy, should this be a championship fight? Should be on the horizon for them next? Why not? And if we're talking a middleweight championship, because this fight will be contested at 165, why not? Because the middleweight division currently is respectfully devoid of talent. I don't even know the champions right now in the middleweight division. And you know your boy is supposed to be on that type of shit. The last time I checked, Denzel Bentley. Yeah, I said Denzel Bentley got emailed the championship belt. So you got niggas like Denzel holding the belt. You mean to tell me the winner of Spence versus Tszyu can't get no sniff of a title? Oh yeah. We need to get a title shot next after this fight, because in my opinion, I have all emotions for this fight. I'm scared a little bit for Spence because there's the uncertainty of the long layoff and the beatdown that he done took from Sir Budger. How you gonna come back from that? You know what I mean? But then there's the intrigue. The intrigue that we still gotta remember that Spence is a elite level fighter.
Fella, does this look like Errol Spence is sparring to you in this picture?
I mean, we gotta see the motion, but
I mean, but because everybody's saying Earl not sparring, I'm just saying. They say they
it looked like sparring to me.
Oh, okay. I'll just make it show.
I mean, that one right there, you know what I mean? That looked like sparring to me.
But what was said was no real sparring. Just that was just a quote. No real sparring. I don't know what that means, but that's what was said.
What the fuck do that mean, Tommy?
I don't know. I didn't say it.
We need more receipts and better verification on that. You know what I mean? Sure, that's a rumor that's going around, but we still can't validate that. You know what I mean? We still can't validate that. Now back to Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu definitely has his vulnerabilities, but he's been more active. He's definitely been more active. Not against the greatest competition, but he's primed up and ready. So this is what makes this fight so intriguing. The uncertainty of where Spence is at and the vulnerabilities of Tim Tszyu. That makes for a very interesting fight. You got two big names coming together. And shit. Once again, the Australian media done ditched their boy and is loving them some big fish right now.
And who are you leaning to in this fight?
Once again, the way I was, the vibes I was getting from Tim Tszyu, he seems like he's worried and nervous.
Okay, so you leaning towards EJ.
Yeah.
Is what it sounded like. It
Anything,
sound like
anything
like
can
you want to.
happen
It sound
without
like you
moving
want to
the
see the
weight.
weigh in or something, nigga. That's what it sound like to me.
Nah, I don't need to see no weigh in. You know what I mean? Like these guys are gonna be under the 160 limit. I trust them believe that. You know what I mean? Me personally, I was impressed of what I saw in the public workout. Yeah, you can't read too much into it, but I can read a lot into it for the fact that we ain't seen EJ in 3 years. He's actually having to showcase during a public spectacle. He's not gonna go out there and just look like he's trash and slow and shit. Look at that. Look at that. Does that look like a man that's been gone for 3 years?
KG face say something different.
Tim Tszyu was
In
during
that
this
bullshitting.
public work. Tim Tszyu was watching this, and they had him behind the mic, and you could tell Tim Tszyu didn't like what he see.
Man, Tim was up there bullshitting the whole time.
The nigga worried.
that nigga came in there doing some stretching, man.
Yeah, he was bullshitting the whole time, man.
That nigga said,
he started leaning on the ropes and shit, man. The fuck?
The fuck is you doing?
Fingers all bleeding and shit.
What the fuck is you doing, man?
Peeling back his nails. Yeah, Tim Tszyu worried, bro.
Let Tommy tell it, man. He say Errol Spence, man. All right, KG, I'ma ask you, brother. Is this the perfect comeback fight for Errol Spence, man? And who are you leaning to? Do you got Tim Tszyu or Errol Spence, my brother? Cause niggas is trying to come for your title. They trying to come for your crown. They wanna, put your head on the spike.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? They want they them niggas even tried to kill Jesus too. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. No, but I hear what our fella's saying, you know what I'm saying, and I you know what I'm saying, I respect, you know what I'm saying, the fan in him, you know what I'm saying, because he's like, I ain't seen my boy in 3 years, you know what I'm saying, I see this.
Oh,
hold
on. Wait, come on, bro. Yo, you need that. That's a pause moment because there ain't no fan over here.
Hey, you sounded like it. That's exactly what you sounded like.
You know what I mean?
Did y'all not see, you know what I'm saying, the big fish? Tim Tszyu looked at you. That's what you sounded like. You know what I'm saying? I thought you had your flashlight in your wand or your badge or something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck you have.
He's converting to Team Big Fish.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, because like, bro, I heard the intensity, man. So that's what it sounded like. So you know what I'm saying? I don't want to confuse.
From the sea, KG. You know what I mean?
I don't want to confuse it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want them, you know what I'm saying, gassing them up or whatever. No, but I feel exactly what, you know what I'm saying, I feel is saying. Like I said, we ain't seen, you know what I'm saying, seen Buddy in 3 years. So us not seeing Buddy in 3 years, I'm like, I'm happy to see anything from him. You know what I'm saying? But the first time I had seen him on mid work, on the mid drills with Ronnie, he didn't look like what we saw in open workout. Yeah, he didn't look like that. You know what I'm saying? So I give our fella that. But 3 years out of the ring.
You talking about the first, not to cut you off, but you talking about the first time he hit the mitts when they were still in Houston.
Yeah.
Publicly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not giving y'all, you know what I'm saying, my prediction until tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But
okay,
I give y'all these, you know what I'm saying, these tidbits or whatever. What Thomas is saying and who he heard it from, it tells me that boxing is a small world because I've gotten a phone call and heard some of those same ramblings. You know what I'm saying? So real sparring is
phone calls.
I get them every morning now, man, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm either getting a damn DM message from our fella, or I'm getting a call from, you know what I'm saying, somebody in the boxing world, you know what I'm saying, hey, did you see this? Or what you think about this? Yeah, I'm like, God damn, man.
Real conversations with KG.
But no, but I got some of those same phone calls, and not from Thomas. Me and Thomas talked about it, but I had already heard, you know what I'm saying, from people that he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like actually getting full flesh, you know, like sparring in there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that. If anybody knows anything about sparring, you got light sparring, you got touch sparring, you got hard sparring. You know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying, you're pretty much your working technique, you're, you know what I'm saying, you're sharpening iron, but if you ain't got in there and did no hard sparring, you can't really, that's your version of practical application. So everything that you did in touch, all your drills, all your workouts, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, get the opportunity to have any hard sparring to actually see what you've been working on, you know what I'm saying, to see if it works, it ain't a good time to find out in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So what
All
I'm
right,
hearing,
bro. You met Ronnie Shields, correct? I
yeah, yeah, of
seen you.
course.
You
Yeah, yeah.
recorded him.
hmm
You know what I mean?
And I tell you what he said.
You had multiple conversations with the man. So
hmm
you mean to tell me you think that Ronnie Shields would have the big fish, not have no hard sparring after he done just went in front of the camera and told the world that he put Errol Spence through hell to see if he could come back?
Based off how he's looking, bro, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't knock Ronnie if you know what I'm saying, if that's what he's saying he did. And the conversations that I had with him, um, 3 fight them, you know what I'm saying, theory. That still stands strong with me. You know what I'm saying? And based off of what Ronnie was saying, he's saying, and I told him, I said, you got um a good canvas to work with. I said it's already fundamentally sound. But Ronnie told me this out of his own mouth and specifically said, he said, yeah, he does. He said, but it's a difference in culture. I got to get him to do the things I want him to do. See what I'm saying? So we don't know if that shows up full circle in this first fight. We don't know. And with um, Earl having the mentality that he has and says he doesn't like tune-up fights, bounce back fights, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is not necessarily the best option. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to find out. You know what I'm saying? If you can take these punches in return, because you got the perfect opponent in front of you, mind you, because that motherfucker is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be there. He's gonna be there to be active. He's gonna be there to catch the punches that Earl throws at him. So, like I said, it's the perfect fight in that sense, Five. But
My brother, was Ugas the best option after coming off of the crash?
no, not at all. I didn't like that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like when that fight, because I know how active Ugas could have been. And we seen that scare when the mouthpiece went out and Earl thought his teeth were knocked out. Now, if Ugas never took his foot off the gas, would we be talking about Earl versus Tim Tszyu right now? Would we had even got the Bud versus Earl Spence fight?
Oh, stop it, bro.
No, that's facts right there.
Big fish with a bit down.
No, he was biting down and thinking he was missing teeth. Like I said, Big Fish was, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know himself to be himself in that fight. He was fucked up. He got hurt. And if, like I said, if Ugas didn't let up off the gas, and everybody seen it, Ugas let up off the gas. He could have, you know what I'm saying, jumped all over, but he chose not to for whatever reason, and allowed Earl to get back into the fight. So, like I said, we don't know. And like I said, it's 3 years, and anybody that's been out of the ring 3 years, yes, your body's rested, but at the same time, your body ain't been taking no punishment. So you kind of it's kind of give and take. It's good to get the rest and the recovery and the rebuild, but you got to get some resistance also. You got to get beat up a little bit to see if you can still take it. Because I didn't had rest for years, but I don't like getting punched now. So same thing with tattoos. I used to be able to sit for hours to get ink. Now, as soon as you get about 30, 45 minutes into, I don't even want to be touched anymore. So like I said, 3 years out of the ring, how comfortable is Earl with getting touched? That's the thing about it. Like I said, because Tim is gonna be there to fight, and either Earl's gonna beat him up or Tim is gonna beat Earl up. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, but I don't know. And like I said, I respect everything that, you know what I'm saying, the conversations I had with Ronnie and everything that he said. Like I said, he even told me this is not a one and done. This is something that he sees being 3, 4 fights down the line. So he's looking to put him on a run, but at the same time, he says a culture change. He said, I got to get him to do the things I want him to do. So if is Earl a good enough student for the, you know what I'm saying, for that to show itself in full form tomorrow on Saturday night, or do we see him actually shaking rust off and working through with the new philosophy? So like I said, it's give and take, man. But my picks will be in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know.
Okay. Okay.
Bro, hold up. You should have had that shit early, bro.
Nope, I didn't.
It's the preseasoning,
But the
bro.
picks ain't due until Friday. You said that. I'm going off with the commissioner said. If the commissioner called for him
a weak
today, it
ass
would have been here
champ
today.
already. You starting off shitty.
Nah. If the commissioner had put me a deadline,
you can't make this shit up, bro.
If the commissioner gave me a deadline that they were supposed to be turned in Monday, they would have been in Monday. But the commissioner said Friday, and the commissioner don't look. Why am I changing up?
Yo, let me get those shits, bro.
But how am I changing up?
So I can post,
look,
bro.
how am I changing up when season 3? You got the picks on the damn day of the pick that you asked for it. Bam. Yep. So it ain't gonna be no different. I got to keep my routine the same way, man. You know what I'm saying? Wash, rinse, and repeat. I got to walk on the same side with the damn black cats. I got to walk under, you know what I'm saying, the ladders. You know what I'm saying?
Diva ass champion. We trying to promote over here, my nigga. But go.
This guy wins the bracket. It wants to change the rules. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
Anybody changing those damn rules, man? You just lost, man. Cut it out, man.
Yeah, man. You got this season to come back, man. Before I big up and introduce the sensei, let me get to this super chat from my good brother Felix Nunes, the artiste, man, with the $2. He say, Tim Tszyu, we humble though. We humble. Mill. Yeah, man. You know, man, they be trying to, you know what I'm saying, act like my boy wasn't a factor out here in these 154 streets. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go and keep it real with you, Felix. He didn't fight Tim Tszyu. Nah. So Earl is finna move up in weight and get a name on his resume that Mill don't have. So that's a you know what I'm saying? That's a nice little, you know. So hopefully this motivates, and I'm gonna say this to you, Felix. Hopefully this motivates Mill Charlo to come back with a vengeance and the fury like he Rhaenyra Targaryen. Yeah. Okay. Y'all go watch House of the Dragon, man. Season 3, man. That shit is dope.
Ooh-wee.
You know what I'm saying? But speaking of you know, fury, you know what I'm saying? We got the OG up in here, man, the sensei. Chi-Town, man. OG wanted to come up here with us today and cook, give some of his hottest takes in boxing, because he got a bunch of them. And I'm always enthused when the OG, you know, come chop it up with us, man. Stormy B, man, how you doing tonight, man? How Thursday treating you? You on mute.
Yeah, thanks. Listen, first of all, let me say thank you for having me, inviting me in, and I actually caught you early today, and that's a good thing. I'm doing good, man. You know, I'm just checking everything out. Everybody's talking boxing, which is good. Just listening to the takes that you guys are having on the fight coming up this weekend, very interesting. And as I'm listening, I'm like, some more things have come to mind to me, and I'm like, when you're talking about the Tim and Errol fight, there's some intangibles that are on the table that you just don't know until the bell rings.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very intriguing because, believe it or not, the men are on two different trajectories. And I would like to pose a question for discussion on this. What would it be if both men have not suffered the circumstances that pointed their careers in a different direction? You know, Tszyu being knocked out and Errol having that terrible accident. Because if you look at the two men in their careers and where they stood at that time, Tim was prosperous, I mean, on the move and come up, but he hadn't made championship level. Errol had been an established champion and had begun to consolidate the titles and everything and really move into a position of really being the man. And a lot of people foresaw that for him as his career was progressing forward. So if they, let's just say if Errol had not had the accident, became undisputed, and moved on up to 154, Tim more than likely would have been a guy that he would have faced, and what that would have been like, because I personally, I think that he was head and shoulders above Tim anyway. But of course, his accident and the eye injuries and things like that have, changed things quite a bit. Having a loss to Bud, we don't know if that fight would have played out the same had he not had those injuries and everything like that. We don't know that. But let's just take it and say that he didn't get stopped by Bud, but he had suffered a decision loss, like a close decision, split, majority, something like that. We know that he has the disposition of competitiveness. He would go even want to run it back, but he could come back from that because he showed it even going through that accident that, he's a real trooper coming back and not wanting to take tune-ups and things of that nature. So he's really shown you who he is championship-wise as a competing fighter and everything, and that's to be respected. You should never disregard that. Tszyu, the whole Fundora situation was something that he had run into that he never really resolved or solved that. And then the fight with the Russian, that situation was kind of weird because he got drawn into a type of fight that wasn't to his benefit, and then he got taken out. So you could kind of say that would have happened to him anyway, because that's his temperament. So now you look at the two men, and like I said, their careers have made turns, and where they are now, Errol is still Errol. But Tim may not be who people have valued him at, especially those who supported him and everything. And if the going gets tough for Tim, there may be a little bit of resolve where he kind of pack it in. That's something that came to me while you were talking. I was saying what he was saying, KG was saying what he was saying, and I was like, yeah. Because at the end of the day, Tim gave in the Fundora rematch, right? He gave in. If the referee hadn't stopped the fight when Errol was in there with Bud, Errol would have had to be knocked unconscious because he was going to keep going. You see what I'm saying? It's like you actually have the ingredients for who these men are. And there's just something underlying about a guy who will continue until he just can't go no more. Then you got another guy he may huff and puff and threaten to blow your house down, but if he get a little winded and he run out of breath, he may think he want to pack it in for another day. It's just food for thought,
Okay. Let me see what y'all saying up in this chat, man. Yes, indeed. She say, I love me some EJ, but I have to say, why didn't EJ tell Ronnie he was going to be needing 2 extra pounds? Yeah, man. Yeah. Shower coming with them physics.
Look,
okay.
Those aren't physics.
Yes, they are. Showers repeating.
No, they ain't.
She's repeating what I'm texting
No,
her
they
right
ain't.
now.
Let me put you
That was
on
part
to
of my
some
phone call
game.
too.
Let me put you on to some
I promise
game.
you.
You know what I mean? The foreign correspondent's been on the job, y'all. You know what I mean? And through my inside sources, you know what I mean? Through my inside sources, the Australian government was fucking with the man them. Yeah, they was fucking with not only Charlo, not only Fulton, they was fucking with the big fish. And the big fish was supposed to go over there 2 weeks of acclimation. Cause you remember I posted in the chat, oh, he just touched down. And I gave you that weird face emoji, like, yo, yeah, this nigga just touching down just like right now. Like you should have been over there. You know what I mean? Well, they was trying to go over there, but they was having visa issues with the Australian government. So through my inside sources, the big fish was like, yo, y'all shortened me 2-3 days of being in Australia, then put on 2 pounds. You know what I mean? I'm gonna short y'all 2 pounds for the weigh-in. And matter of fact, this shit 150 ain't no weight class. You ranked at middleweight, Tim Tszyu. You're not ranked at 154 no more. Your baby brother Nikita is. You're ranked at 160. This fight should be at 160. So you got the Australian welfare government who's funding the fight, giving their department directions to fuck with the Americans' visas and shit. You damn right the big fish has the right to say, yo, let's make this fight at middleweight. Fuck that 158 shit. If you want to make this story as a cause for concern, have at it.
Are they fighting?
I'm giving you the actual factuals.
Okay, give me some more actual factuals then, my boy. Is this fight in a stadium?
That's a good question. I believe it's in the arena, but let me fact check that. Let me look at it.
It's not what Cambosis and Dale fought the first time, right?
Nah,
yeah. Fact. They
fought in Melbourne.
And fact check if 62 or 63 is an actual weight class either.
It's in Olympic Park.
You can't ask for 62 and a +1. You know what I'm saying?
It's in Sydney.
Olympic Park. Okay.
Yeah, you can't ask for 62.
Let me check the capacity.
Okay, hold on. Let me big up Mr. Munt, man, because he came through heavy once again. You know what I'm saying? With 50 of them things, $49.99, 50 of them things, man. And he don't even say nothing. That's what's so trill about it. He just say salute, man. Salute to you, OG, man. We appreciate you, man. You always show us love, man. I appreciate you, man.
Now, but look, hey, 5.
Go ahead.
Look, 58, 60, 62 +1. And this is before I got on the plane to go to Australia. So, you know what I'm saying? The Australian government, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they did, the 10 days he did to get out there, this conversation was before he got on the plane. You know what I'm saying? So they was there. They were there. Earl's been trying to move this weight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the big fish is shaking the weight off, you know what I'm saying, as he, you know what I'm saying, would think he would after the 3 years. The shit is saturated, so it stays on a little longer.
Yeah. So this is a conspiracy that Earl wanted this done versus the government. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
This is
okay.
This is blasphemy from you, world.
Well, not for anything, Tim Tszyu's last fight was technically.
Interesting. Okay.
What the fuck is we talking
about?
Maybe
Tim
for catch weights right here.
Maybe Tim Tszyu wanted it at 162.
By the way, bro.
I don't know.
Anything above 154 is
I don't
not
want to catch weight fight. But that's what their big fish was there, you know what I'm saying, alluding to. They was trying to go over the 160-pound limit, but under the 168-pound limit. You know what I'm saying? And talking to Shaw was like, hey, why don't the damn just go ahead and go into 68? Because obviously he comfortable there. Go fight where you comfortable at.
Oh, wow. How the tables are turned on. Y'all.
You know what? You know what's weird, bro? You actually having some sympathy for Errol Spence Jr., man.
I can't believe
I never thought I'd see the day that all fella. It take for your favorite fighter to go in retirement.
And Stormy here to witness that.
For you to have some to you to favor the ops, boy.
It must be the rat tail, because I always like Costa Zoo.
That's a raccoon tail.
It's a rat tail, huh?
It's a raccoon tail.
Blake, hold on. Okay, Shaw would say, read that file. She say, so I wasn't wrong, Ninja. He did ask for 2 extra pounds. Whether it end up being 162 or 163 is irrelevant. He asked it for Ronnie and didn't know per the interview I watched. Exactly. And when Tim asked about it, he said he didn't care because he's moving up to 160.
Clean on my head.
I got a question for all of y'all. When I was
just leave it alone, bro. Just leave it alone. Go ahead, OG.
No, I was gonna say, when I was talking earlier, I know I said a lot, but it was like y'all really didn't even comment on what I said. It was like, now sports. You know, I was like, well, damn.
No, well to piggyback off what you saying right now, because I was locked in on what you were saying. I was listening to you, and I say this, man. I do think that they are on different trajectories. They just so happen to clash now, because you got to think about it. Spence lost in his big step up fight with Bud. Tszyu lost in the Fundora fight. So it's kind of like they need each other in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I think either ways it go, I think Tim would do good in Australia by himself, and Earl would do good by himself in America, but the trajectories are clashing, right? Because Errol Spence is the type of guy, and maybe you can reference some of the old school golden era fighters that think like this. Well, he don't want to tune up. He want to go straight into a fight with a real fighter. You know what I'm saying? With a former champion in Tim Tszyu. So I think they clashing, and I'm happy either way as it go. You know what I'm saying? I finally get a chance to see Errol Spence back in the ring against a good fighter. Tim Tszyu is not a bum. He's not a, you know what I'm saying? He's not a pushover. People might don't view him in the eyes of the other middleweights like a Boots Ennis or Fundora, because I heard you bring up Fundora as well. You know what I mean? So I'm happy either way, man. When we get fights like this, I feel like you just gotta appreciate it and take it for what it's worth. I know we going back and forth about the 160, 158. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, antics and semantics. But it's a good fight, man. And y'all already know I'm leaning with Errol Spence on this one. But let's go ahead and move on to segment 2. Devin Haney is signing with DAZN. The news broke yesterday. DHP in the 23rd hour said that they are going to take their talents to the zone, and this broke the internet. And salute to my brother US6 on IG for posting this. You know what I'm saying? We also have, if you're a Devin Haney fan, you know what I'm saying? We got the Debo Dev tees. You know what I'm talking about? Clean fighter. Salute to Debo Dev for that. You know, and yeah, man, we got DHP going to the zone. Now, Stormy, since you on the mic, man, and I got you right here, man. Give me your hot take, man. Did Devin make the smartest business move in signing to the zone?
Excellent move. Excellent move. The man is moving like he's been around championship chess players. What I noticed in the whole negotiation situation with Shakur Stevenson is that they allowed Shakur to basically do career suicide with everything that he would say and the things that he would not do. In the meantime, he had plenty to say and didn't do. And if you notice, they never said that they had signed to Zuffa. They never said that. But they did let it be known that they were in a great position to have a lucrative situation transpire for them. And all it would take is for them to come together, meaning they and DHP and Shakur, to make a mega fight. A legacy fight is what a lot of people are calling that now. And Zuffa was willing to pay for that. You used the word semantics a moment ago regarding something else, but reading is really fundamental. And when you can read people, that's really a talent. And they were very intelligent how they moved through that whole ordeal, because they managed to end up with what they wanted and even have more of a lucrative opportunity when it comes to the economics of it. And they have cornered the opposition. What will be anyone's excuse now? And if you notice, the latest that was trying to come out in representing Shakur, you had people saying that, Devin didn't want Shakur to make more money than him. You know, that was one of the more recent things that was said right before this.
Really?
Yeah, there were some people saying that. And what's interesting about that is Devin has always worked from the position of what it takes to get the deal done, even if it requires that he may take less now to come out on top so he can have more later. So he has always moved this way. And it's interesting how people have created these other narratives and things like that. And I'm like, man, you guys are really... the boxing public en masse is really ignorant when it comes down. First of all, the focus should always be on watching the quality matchups, what the fighters make and everything. Why do people get into that kind of stuff? Because it's like, it's not like that money is coming your way. The way you make your money is if you bet on the fights. You know, if your guy wins, you get your money. But it's like all of these other things that take place to get in, to run interference. But these men have worked well their entire time. Devin was, even before becoming the undisputed lightweight champion, he was making $3 million for fights. He was doing very well. And instead of someone saying, man, how can I be down and get that type of understanding or whatever, they rail against it. Ignorance. And now he's in a position that's like, again, like I said a moment ago, what will be their excuse? Because anyone he faces, they're going to make their best payday. Anyone that he faces. So if you don't want to face the guy, why is it? If you got a title and you don't want to unify, why is it? If you are trying to come up and you don't want to face the guy, why is it?
Okay. Tommy. I got a question for you, my guy. Let's talk about it.
This shit about to get dark.
Yeah, I know you've been waiting on this, brother. Now I gotta ask you, the career direction for Devin Haney, man. Let me ask you this. Now, this is very, very important, Tommy. I need you to keep it all the way trill with me. This is the direction of Devin Haney in his career. In your honest take and perspective, what's the bigger priority? Collecting belts or chasing the biggest names? What you got?
Well, first off, when I came into the show, I said I was going to come in completely blind, as if I don't know what's going on, because I haven't been doing content for a minute and this news comes out. So I was going to treat it like that. So with that being said, you're telling me that as of yesterday, that Devin Haney, DHP, signed a big deal with DAZN? Because the last I've heard over and over and over and over and over again is that he was already signed to Zuffa. Over and over again, that it was already set in stone, that we were waiting for the announcement. Over and over. And then when I contested this, or even say anything in relations to that, because I've been having my opinions, especially on the open mic, about him in negotiations, his team in negotiation with these fights, and everybody portraying as the other fighter as ducks, and how he's been inactive for, and I had a countdown, 34 plus weeks, 280 plus days, 8 months as of tomorrow. No, 8 months as of
he fought
yesterday.
on the 22nd.
He has been inactive. 22nd, 8 months as of yesterday, 34 weeks. He's been inactive ever since winning the WBO title, in a title we didn't know if he was going to defend, because there was a decision to be made about him either dropping the belt, fighting Shakur, or defending against his mandatory, not even taking a voluntary against anybody. The problem with Rolly Romero and the negotiations there. I've been asking these questions and I've been stating my opinions, but what do I get? He's already signed to Zuffa, and that the announcement will be made soon, and then there'll be an opponent made. And then when you got all these Pied Pipers out there on this YouTube world, YouTube universe, YouTube streets, playing their flutes, whistles, trumpets, or whatever the hell it is, you got all the ratons and the mice following them and coming at me, calling me a liar and calling me all sorts of names for my opinion. But yet you have people out here making statements saying that it's already done deal, signed, sealed, delivered, like Stevie Wonder. I'm yours. And now you're telling me that he signed with DAZN now and not with Zuffa? So then all these ratons that came at me, calling me liar, pressing me, getting racial with me over my opinions, over my boxing opinions, or because of the fighters that I like and root for. First things first, and I'm going to start telling everybody this a little bit more often. Stop falling in love with these fighters. Stop it, because they're going to do something to break your heart at the end of the day. Don't fall in love with these fighters. Be a fan of the sport. You can root for the fighters. You can have some favorites, but stop falling in love with these guys. Because when you fall in love with these guys, you start putting out narratives and stories and bullshit. And then you got all these people coming at you, sideways, and they don't know what the fuck they talking about, bro. So with that being said, I'm going to just leave it right there, because some of these guys is jokes. Some people coming up to me, I'm telling you, and listen, it's multiple channels, it's multiple platforms. When I go on the panels and the chats, they come for me and they get stupid. But you know what's funny? I'm a big Devin Haney fan. I think he's a phenomenal fighter. I think he's top 5, arguably top 3, arguably top 1, number 1 pound for pound. But the problem is that all these, fans of Devin Haney, some of them are fans, and some of them are fans of Devin Haney because other people like Devin Haney. And it's a joke. And that goes for Shakur, and that goes for Tank. Oh, you like Devin? Then I like Devin. And they're not real fans, bro. These guys are clowns and posers. And they killed like this atmosphere that we have. They kill these platforms when we try to talk boxing, because they talk crazy, bro. And they don't even go to fights. And I'm not even going to go there, because I feel like that's a low blow. So I'll go there. But at the end of the day, let me answer the question. But I wanted to throw that out there, because I said I was going to play dumb, because I thought he was signed to Zuffa, according to all the reports. But apparently he got a better deal.
Don't do that. Don't say all the reports.
I guess. No, from the reports out there, in general. Like I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody. You know what I'm saying? I didn't report it.
You
Feel
can't
me? I
see
didn't report
that
this.
on our page, US6 on IG.
No, y'all didn't report this. I know other people have. And then the people in their chats, they be talking crazy and reckless. You know what I'm saying? But listen, at the end of the day, bro, this is great for Devin. Let's call it what it is. Tszyu just did a deal with the zone. Did Tszyu put Devin on? You see how that works? What if I put that
Tommy,
in the
Tommy, hold on.
I'm gonna kill that. Let him cook.
Bro.
No, I just want to ask him something real fast. Why are you so tight about this? In my new
No, I'm not tight. You didn't let me. You didn't get to because this is great. I just said
it's great. It's great for Devin, but why? This
is a deal that
why are you
done
upset
ago,
about
bro.
it, Tommy? What I mean, what did because okay? So somebody calling you a liar in a chat room.
Oh, they be calling me liars. They be coming me saying, "Oh, this Puerto Rican don't know what he's talking about." You know, Puerto Ricans are so like people be coming crazy, bro. Talking crazy. You know, and they try to get racial. Then they want to call because I like certain fighters. They want to start calling them all sorts of names. And I'm not going to get to the derogatives of the name calling that they call certain fighters that I like. And I feel like those are shots at me. You know, maybe it's me a little bit being too sensitive. But the bottom line is this: I have not told one lie yet. This is legit. This happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys haven't seen or heard from it, then maybe I didn't
know nothing about none of these, bro. Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about the Zuffa signing that was official. That wasn't official. I didn't make that up, bro. Other people did.
Yeah, we all heard
that it was done.
all heard
didn't I say while I was giving my take, didn't I say that they never said they had signed to Zuffa? But there were people who jumped the gun on that, even to a degree of trying to talk about how much it was and everything. And what Bill did, and Devin didn't really talk about it at all, but Bill he fanned the flames because what he was trying to do was draw Shakur in for the deal to make the fight. And he did state properly that Zuffa was, willing to pay for it. But the signing storyline was all about Shakur signing. It was all about that. But I had said something several weeks ago. This is how I know people just don't watch my content. I said Zuffa has something going where when they fight, when they have their fighters under contract, they're fighting 60, 40, 50, 50 matches. Almost every card, there's an upset and very close fights.
Yep.
Guys that you didn't expect to win are winning. The other thing is they have the basics of their attire, the gloves and the trunks and everything, Zuffa brand, no outside advertisements and things of that nature. Third, and most importantly, 8 weight divisions. No junior weight classes for Zuffa. No one ever talks about that. The whole time Shakur Stevenson was talking about fighting Devin Haney, he was talking about Devin Haney fighting him at 144 and eventually threw in he's got to give up his title so his buddy could possibly get the title and everything. And Devin is the 147-pound WBO titleist. Shakur is a 140-pound titleist. But if you notice, he kept talking about he may go back down to 135. So basically, at Zuffa, Shakur is either going to be 135 or 147. But he just didn't want to do 147 against Devin. So if the fight won't be made, just like BFTB said, it's a breach of contract where you're agreeing to certain terms, but not the full terms. That released Devin to make a different move and see while everyone was talking about money, weight, divisions, and all of that, they were looking to secure the best deal that'll put them in a position to fight the fighters and the fights that they want and make the optimal money doing so. And just like Thomas was saying, you got people jumping the gun and they say certain things. It's just like I mentioned in this chat, I said, you got people even talking now that Devin was mad that Shakur was going to make more money than him. You never heard Devin argue about the money.
Yeah. For me, OG, and I want to get KG and all takes on this as well. For me, and I'm glad my boy got his rocks off as well. Salute to TD. Yeah. For me, I'm gonna say this, bro. I don't think that it was about the money. That Shakur was making more money. Allegedly, from what I was told, Devin deal was bigger than Shakur's. He had $100 million deal. That's the seed that Bill planted in, the content space. I'm gonna just say the content space, and that's what people were reporting. Devin had $100 million deal with Zuffa. Shakur supposedly signed the 4-fight $60 million deal. So I think Devin would have been making more money than Shakur. I don't think that was the defining factor. I think the defining factor was when Shakur told Devin to drop the belt. I don't think Devin, myself personally, I don't think Devin Haney wanted to drop the belt. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think Devin wanted to keep that belt and use it for what he needed to use it for, which was get other fights. That's why I asked Tommy, the career direction, collecting belts or chasing the biggest names, right? I think Devin is doing a little bit of both. And like I say, this is a smart move for Devin Haney. This shows you not only is he still trying to collect belts, but he's also chasing the big names as well. And the rest of the 147-pound division resides on DAZN. If you're talking about Liam Pyro, if you're talking about Ryan Garcia, right? You're talking about Rolly and Tio, all those guys are on DAZN. Jerron Businis, Fundora, like from 147 to 154, all the big fights for Dev is on DAZN. So I'm actually happy that Dev went that route. Now, I'll say this. It was a lot of reporting that Dev went to Zuffa. And now, I don't know what was said when Tommy was going around in these chats questioning it. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I've got that report multiple times from multiple people. And where's the accountability at? Will anybody come out on a platform, because we all have a platform, will anybody come out on a platform and say, hey, bro, I got that one wrong? Nah, I was wrong about that. Where's the accountability at? If you make a miscalculation or misreport, come back to your audience and say, hey guys, I got that one wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. But instead of doing that, holding yourself accountable, people tend to keep the narrative rolling. Now, everybody wants to laugh at Shakur. Now, everybody wants to clown Keyshawn. It's just an ongoing cycle of bashing one fighter to make this fighter, Devin Haney, look a certain way. And I don't rock like that. I don't rock like that, bro. And I don't care who like it. I don't rock like that. You know what I'm saying? When I came on YouTube and 78 made the LDBC was to big up all black fighters. All black fighters. Not just one, Not just the ones that you have a relationship with or you're cool with or that's your homie. Y'all talk on the phone, y'all link up, y'all go to the fights, y'all do whatever. All that is cool. Ain't got no problem with that. If, you know, everybody got a relationship with Bill, Bill is cool with a bunch of motherfuckers in the media. People that don't even say they rock with the LDBC. Cool. But over here on 503 Line, we gonna show all these guys love because Keyshawn Davis deserves that as well. And we gonna talk shit if he fuck up. If Shakur do some fucked up shit, we gonna talk about it. If Dev do some fucked up shit and it's affecting the boxing, we gonna talk about it. My biggest stance on Devin Haney and my only stance on Devin Haney was the inactivity. That's all 503 Line cared about. I didn't care about where the money came from. If it was Turkey, if it was Dana, if it was DAZN, if it was Eddie, if it was Bob, I don't give a damn where the money come from. My biggest stance was inactivity.
Preach.
I wanted to see Devin Haney in the ring. That's it. He couldn't get the Rolly Romero fight. He couldn't get the Ryan Garcia fight. He couldn't get the Lewis Crocker fight when Lewis Crocker was the champion. He couldn't get Boots Ennis in the ring. I wanted to see that young brother back in the ring. It's no way in hell you come off a performance and you beat the best guy in the fucking division in the Brian Norman Jr. who knocking niggas out into a coma. You beating guys like him and you out the ring for 8 fucking months. That shit is crazy to me.
Trill
That shit is
Talk.
that
Trill
shit is
Talk Thursdays.
It's crazy, bro, because the narratives are nuts, man. I could take it a little step further, right? Because I've heard somebody talk bad about Shushu, give him a name. Like, I like Shushu. Is he the best fighter in the world? Does he make mistakes? You know, did he look good in his last performance? No, not as good as I would like him to be. But because he speaks well and because he learned to speak well at a young age, and he went, you know, somebody's gonna, you know, say because he congratulated, you know, the Latino fighter that he's a, you know, quote unquote coon or a jig or whatever, you know, people would say. And I think that's fucked up. And he's not the only one that gets that. And I think, you know, anything that is not Devin Haney or Tank Davis or even Shakur in some of these channels, they go at these other fighters. You know, the Latino fighters, I defend the Puerto Ricans, right? But the black fighters as well. Some of my favorite fighters are black. Pernell Whitaker is my favorite fighter of all time. The end, period. You know what I'm saying? I like Shushu. I like Keyshawn. I like Devin. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. Like, you can't say nothing, you know, bad about a fighter somebody likes without the insults. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, bro. Like, calling fighters cheaters when there's no proof. Now we're saying that Keyshawn's a cheater. They were saying that Brian Norman was a cheater. Like, yo, it's crazy, bro. I don't like that. I want to just, you know, talk about the sport, talk about the fights. You feel me? And give respect to everybody. I don't go out here calling people ducks. I never done that. I always say that the business of boxing is messing up these fights. I don't like calling guys ducks because I truly don't think fighters are scared to fight another fighter. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing that. And people get at me. People got at me when I said the welterweight division is not what it used to be in like 3 years. It's a terrible division. And that's one of the reasons why Devin's been inactive, in my opinion, because there's nobody to fight for the money that he wants. That's just my opinion. But I get killed for that. Oh, because Devin's in the welterweight division? That's why you're saying that? No. I mean, I've been to a Devin Haney fight. I spent a lot of money on that ticket, rooting for Devin Haney, and I saw him get cheated, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, man. And all I'm saying is I don't like when people come out there and say things. Listen, do your thing on your channels. That's fine. It's your channels. But you got to control some of the people with the disrespect. And people have been very disrespectful lately. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I come out here with the energy that I come up with, hoping that people see this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy. Just because I have an opinion that's opposite of yours, y'all want to come at me and try to disrespect me. And I'm gonna be real. It's not sweet over here, bro. It really isn't. It really ain't sweet. But that's not the topic. At the end of the day, the topic and the question was, is this good for Devin? I think it's phenomenal for Devin. Should have got this done sooner. They could still be independent. They signed to the TV, you know, to the zone, and they could make their own fights And like Stormy was saying, and I agree, it's going to be whoever he fights, they're probably their highest payday. I think that's phenomenal. I think a lot of fighters should just do that as well and get rid of these promoters that are not really doing well by the fighters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's phenomenal. It's great. I like that. Like I said, top 5, arguably top 3, top 1. We can make cases for 3 and top 1. But the more and more he's inactive, I got to move him down on the list because I like to see my guys that I like that are pound for pound active. I want to see them in the ring. If I don't see them in the ring, I can't, I can't gauge to see, if they're good or not. You feel me? So that's just that's always been my takes on all these fighters.
Yeah.
So I'll just land the plane there. I just wanted
that was my biggest. That was my biggest. That was my biggest.
Land the plane.
Yeah.
That was a 12-hour flight, my nigga. Go ahead.
All right. Now that was my biggest criticism of Dev. Okay, Odd, I'm gonna slide to you. I ask you this, and we're gonna stay in the legacy talk of DHP and Devin Haney. Let me ask you this though. Is Devin making smarter career moves than most elite fighters? What's your take on the move with DHP going strictly to the zone, no middleman, and they finna have the zone as a partner?
I think it's an excellent move. Absolutely excellent move. And let's put some more factoids on the table for the people to eat as well, because yes, it's true that they didn't initially sign with Zuffa, as some might have jumped the gun and reported. Some not being any one of us on this panel, you know what I mean? That reported that. But what is true is that they were in heavy negotiations with Zuffa. Zuffa just lost. People need to understand that there's another war going on outside, and it's not just between the negotiations or the who's ducking who between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. The big war that's going on is between the old guard and the new guard. The old guard representing DAZN and the new guard in Zuffa. The old guard just took a W by signing Devin Haney to a lucrative multi-fight deal. That's not a fighter that they wanted to lose to Zuffa. And that was a real possibility, once again. A real possibility. But Zuffa took an L on this. They were really looking to secure Devin Haney and put that Haney versus Shakur fight on solely by themselves, establishing their own legacy. Y'all niggas are forgetting that. Y'all just thinking on the fighter level. You got to think the level above that. You got to remember, Zuffa's being questioned of their credibility, of how they're coming in the game. People are still claiming that they're trying to change the Muhammad Ali Act. Not true. They got their own shit passed. Huh? You want to fuck with the old shit, you can go ahead and fuck with it. But we got some new shit over here, and that's what we rocking with. And we gonna turn it into a league. Establishing Devin Haney over at Zuffa with Shakur would legitimize anything Zuffa puts out, including the Zuffa belt that niggas are side-eyeing. What the fuck is a Z belt? Oh, they got Devin Haney and Shakur fighting for that shit with the Ring magazine perched on top of it. What is we talking about? Zuffa just legitimized themselves by having the two best American young undefeated fighters fight on their platform under their promotion for their unlegitimized belt for their future league. Y'all not seeing the play. DAZN won one right here. Devin Haney won one right here. I don't want to hear no bullshit about why I ain't get the deal first. Teofimo, the one that gave him the work, put him on to the game. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that bullshit. It's all right coming in second and not coming second in the race, but coming in after the fact. The real bosses study the play before they go in and execute. Send in the motherfucking guinea pig and let him take the deal first and see how it go before you come in and execute. For all we know, the deal that Devin Haney secured is more lucrative than what Teofimo got, because he was able to leverage the fact that Zuffa was heavily courting him in order to legitimize the new guard, people. Fuck all that ducking shit. We're talking about boss man situations between the old guard and the new. Great move for Devin Haney. Great move for DAZN. And I just want to continue. I'm not landing the plane. Let me take my 12-hour plane flight before I land the plane. Huh?
By the way, I was joking. I was being sarcastic.
Look here, it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate Devin Haney. Y'all done scraped the plate. You know what I mean? You brought up his inactivity. These are facts. The man is in his prime. How old is he? Somebody fact check me real quick. How old is Devin Haney? What, 27?
27.
Yes.
27. Not even 28 yet.
A 27-year-old should be at least fighting 2 times a year.
And Commissioner, he still maintains through this his independence.
As such. But we're not going to criticize him during my cook. We're going to celebrate this man. You know what I mean? Undefeated. Great boxing acumen. I myself picked the other clean fighter, Brian Norman Jr., to defeat Devin Haney. I have my questions about Devin Haney after what I saw in that lackluster performance against Jose Ramirez. I did. But he showed improved. That's all you can do is show improve out here. And he showed improved against a great opponent in Brian Norman Jr. And as a fan of boxing, and knowing that this man is in his physical prime, and he looks so great at 147. Looks so great out boxing and handling Brian Norman Jr. in the fashion that he did. mainly towards the beginning of the fight, but the way that he did. We need to understand that this man doesn't get the credit. I haven't heard one person say this about Devin Haney that gives him this type of credit in regards to the fact that when's the last time we ever heard Devin Haney getting injured? This is a big part of the game.
I want to say when he had surgery, what was that, about 3-4 years ago?
This man don't really never get injured. In supreme condition. Stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
And do you know when you also take supplements and stuff like that that are borderline or even over the line, it causes soft tissue injuries.
We gonna celebrate Devin Haney, clean fighter as such.
Sure.
WBC out here saying that he had 70 clean tests when he tried to put a check on the WBC, saying like, nah, hold up, that clean boxing program never checked me because I took it on my own pocket. You know what I mean? I took it on my own pocket to pay for VADA. And those 70 tests actually should be coming out of the WBC's dime. We're going to celebrate this man today. Because once again, we ain't going to talk about the inactivity because these are facts. But all the rest that I'm saying, the great move to the zone, the fact that the man stays in tip-top condition, the fact that the man has overcome and beat one of the top guy in the welterweight division. The man that consistently never ducks the smoke. Always looking for the top opponent. I just want to see it in more frequency. And hopefully with the DAZN deal, they'll be able to work that shit on out. Right? So land the plane on that.
All right, man. KG, I'm gonna let you take us home on this one, man. You stood in the pocket patiently. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I'm gonna ask you this, man. Business wise, man. I actually got two questions for you because I want to kind of interject Keyshawn into this equation, right? Because he is a big factor, and I know you frequent a lot of Keyshawn fights down there in Norfolk in the 7 cities. Let me ask you this though: one business question and one Keyshawn question. Did signing with DAZN immediately improve Devin's leverage? That's the business side of it. And let me ask you this: is Keyshawn the toughest available opponent for Devin right now? Two-part question.
Oh, you said business. You make the best deal?
Yeah. Business-wise, did Devin signing with DAZN improve his leverage?
I got you. I want to say this before I say anything else. Everybody that knows me, or listen to any of my content, anything that I've said on anybody's platform, people will read me as a Devin Haney hater. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm a tough critic. I don't just put people feet to the fire. I actually put their ankles in it. You know what I'm saying? So, we had three. In my opinion, we had three black wins. Shakur signed a deal, a lucrative deal. I know people are saying he's not going to be able to get fights, or this, that, and that. I ain't never heard of Zuffa putting nobody on the shelf, especially for the amount of money that they're going to pay him. So, Keyshawn wins in this situation because he gets the fight that he has been verbally asking for, and he's a guy that falls under that umbrella. I said, give him what he's asking for until he finds out that's not what he wants, or he proves us wrong. So he gets to make the biggest payday. He's, you know what I'm saying, potentially based off of what the purse bid is going to be. He gets to make the biggest payday he's made, and gets the fight that he's been looking for. And Devin Haney, I think, as heavy as Thor's hammer is, that's the leverage that I think he's putting himself in position, because the narrative that's been spun that nobody wants to fight Debo, everybody's scared of Debo. Debo just put himself under the umbrella of the worldwide leader in boxing right now, DAZN. Everybody in their mama besides Pro Box and a few other small promotional companies is not with DAZN, but the major heavy hitters are with DAZN. So, like I said earlier in the tape that we was talking about, Five, metaphorically speaking, these guys are in the same damn workspace. They got to damn have lunch in the same break room. So the zone people, PBC people, Matchroom people, Top Rank people, Queensberry, they all, you know what I'm saying, they ain't have no choice but to sit at the same table and eat the damn pizza that they're providing for them at this pizza party. And Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, and DHP actually put themselves in position that, metaphorically speaking, they're in that same break room. So for all these fighters that said they can't make nothing happen, they can't do this, or they're not available, I can look you in your face right now. Your guy's available, because the zone has put out a schedule, and I know when he's fighting. I know when I want to fight, and it falls in inside that window, and we know what network is going to be on. So I think Devin put himself in what was the word you used? Supreme position. Yeah, supreme position to make those calls. And like I said, because I was already independent. I always just wanted to just wheel and deal with other promotional companies. Make, you know what I'm saying, make them put up everything, and I just show up, you know what I'm saying, and do my work. Now I actually got a network. So the negotiations them shorten a little bit, because now all we got to do is sort out where we're gonna fight at. You know what I'm saying? So, and people can't damn run from them now. And then like our fella said, or you might have said it, but him being with the zone, like I said, that's what majority of the 147-pound division is. The Zuffa doesn't have that. But on the but in Zuffa's defense, these exclusive signings, like the guys that they're signing directly to the league for whatever, that, like the middle class wages that they're paying these guys. Salute to them for creating the middle class in boxing. Um, those dudes don't get really too much of a say. I think that's why we see them as active as we see them. But the big money guys, like the Connor Benns, you know what I'm saying, that they brought in, the Shakur Stevensons, I think these guys got a little bit more freedom. Like they get to say, hey, try to make this fight right here. Like I spoke earlier, I said Dana White either chose to do business with Golden Boy, or he was forced to do business with Golden Boy. But at the same time, Zuffa is cross promoting with another company. So that means that window or door, or that whole garage door, is wide open for an opportunity for Zuffa to open, you know what I'm saying, and welcome deals from fighters from the old guard. So I don't see that being a problem. So like I said, Dev has put himself in position. He can leverage it, because now I got the money. I got money in my, you know what I'm saying, I got the money. If I fight Shakur, you know what I'm saying, make a deal with them, can't nobody complain about the money, and no content creator should be damn even discussing the money between those two dudes, because we already know they've been there and gonna pay handsomely. So that shouldn't even, yeah. So like I said, if he crosses paths with these exclusive guys, it shouldn't be a back and forth. It should be a damn sign of paper, and we sit back and fan that bitch and wait for the damn ink to dry. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But as far as the other side of the question, you said Keyshawn. Well,
Is he the toughest available opponent right now for Devin Haney? Because it seems to be a narrative going around where everybody is saying that, you know, and I've heard multiple people saying this, you know, Mike Coppinger, Chris Mannix, you know what I'm saying, people on YouTube, they are saying that Devin has all his leverage, he has all his control now. Everybody wants to fight him, but when you look at it, right, Rolly and Tio is fighting, Ryan Garcia and Ben is fighting. Liam Paro just beat Crocker. I don't think he's coming back. Boots Ennis just beat Zayez trying to fight Kelly or Fundora. So yeah, so is Keyshawn the best available opponent in your opinion? The toughest opponent that's available?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? And I say that, look, I picked Brian Norman Jr. last year because, like I said, I had my doubts on Devin. And like our fella said, the lackluster performance against Jose Ramirez, I was not impressed with that at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody says. You know what I'm saying? It was that I didn't see composure. I didn't see comfort. I just saw, you know what I'm saying, somebody on a unicycle, well, that bicycle or a scooter or Segway the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I understand boxing, but I understand at the same time what timidity looks like at the same time too. So you on the back pedal, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't impressed. So going into the Brian Norman fight and me not having full knowledge, you know what I'm saying, of Brian Norman and me doing my research, I'm like, this kid probably can do something. I said, because I said, if he can get Dev away from boxing and draw him into a fight, I said, we might, you know what I'm saying, get a firefight and we might actually see Dev have to actually go to pure D war. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, and that's what I was kind of leaning on in that fight. But shout out to Mickey Bay for devising, you know what I'm saying, a hell of a game plan and having Dev to stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I've labeled Dev as a drilled fighter, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those fighters that I think they drill certain things into him that when he gets into the ring, it's not a real thought. It's just an instinct just to respond with it. And that's like that's a damn good thing, because when you get into danger, your natural instincts is going to fire off what you've been drilled to do. You know what I'm saying? So as far as Keyshawn being his toughest opponent, yeah, because I was having a conversation with somebody and they was asking me, could Keyshawn beat Brian Norman Jr. And I said, yeah. And they said, really? I said, yeah. And they was like, why so? I said, because somebody at Keyshawn's age, he can punch. He exhibits good strength, you know what I'm saying, as far as framing people up, holding them up. And he has something that a lot of young fighters don't have. He has patience. And most guys that got patience, that can punch, patience and punching power don't usually mix with a young fighter. And I say that, and maybe that's coming from him being with Bo Mack, or you know what I'm saying, training behind Bud, because Bud was known to, he hurt a guy, but when have you ever seen Bud chase a guy down and fall all over his feet, stumbling, trying to, you know what I'm saying, go for the close? He's been known as a master closer, you know what I'm saying, the way he closes fights. I think Keyshawn picked up some of those, you know what I'm saying, some of those tips, because when you watch him in fights, he hurts guys. You don't never see him really just try to just like bum rush a guy. He actually still placing punches. So I think this makes it a extremely tough fight, you know what I'm saying, for Devin, because um, utilizing his jab the way he does, and then when guys get too close, he looks to hold. Keyshawn is going to, you know what I'm saying, try to muscle with him on the inside also. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I just think it's a good fight. Keyshawn, in my opinion, has a basic style, but it is it's a good style because it's fundamentally sound. And then he has punching power, but he has patience. So um, it's not going to be like a, you know what I'm saying, like the Brian Norman fight, because I think, like I said, I think Keyshawn has more patience, and people shoot him up based off of how he acts outside of the ring. I ain't never seen Keyshawn crash out inside the ring. I think that's where he's his most composed. Like, he might act up and act silly and, you know what I'm saying, act crazy outside, but I ain't never seen him do that inside the ring. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to label the Woo hip toss, I didn't yeah, I didn't see any frustration there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, yeah.
Yeah.
So but yeah, Dev's I think this is the toughest fight, especially checking off the box for an available opponent, because he's available right now. And you know what I'm saying, from what I've seen from Keyshawn, I believe that style causes problems. You know what I'm saying? And that's win, lose, or draw for either fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think that causes. You know what I'm saying? But Keyshawn, the mentality. You know what I'm saying? The conversation I had, the mentality he has. If he loses this fight, I think it makes him better. You know what I'm saying? Like in that sense, like his bounce back would be like, I think he would be trying to be looking to make an example out of whoever the next opponent is. if he, you know what I'm saying, if he were to lose to Devin. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Brian Norman Jr.
I don't mind that fight, but I don't
Yeah.
think B can beat Keyshawn. And like I said, matter of fact, you know me. Everybody on here know me. I had that conversation with Brian Norman myself, and I even told him. I told him this. I said, bro, I believe Keyshawn will beat you, bro. And that's not even a Virginia bias. I just believe you'll beat him.
Oh, you just
The
had
good
to say it,
doctor.
just
That's
not
enough of
the
that. That's
Virginia,
enough of that
please,
Keyshawn
yeah.
love, man.
Yeah, I know,
That's enough of that
I know you
Keyshawn
have too
love.
many
I'm
conversations.
getting ready.
He
No,
one of the
I'm getting
niggas
ready
that
to
call
come
you
up
in the
here.
morning, bro.
I'm getting ready to throw some vinegar on the good doctor for all of that stuff, man. Some garlic too, because you're sounding like a vampire, draining all of that blood of Keyshawn over there.
Nah,
Let me
babe.
say this.
Nah.
Answer that
about
question.
2 pounds.
I will answer that question for you too, 503.
Go ahead, OG.
Hell no, he ain't the toughest fight out there for Devin.
Tell me.
Let me
I'm
tell
saying
you
available right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
I listen to the vampire talk that talk now. Now I'm coming out here with my crosses and my garlic.
That shit don't work.
This is
It's only a movie, Stormy.
Yeah, it's only a movie. But listen, no, Keyshawn doesn't have enough under his belt as a professional. He wasn't able to overcome what his problem was in the amateurs. And see, that's the thing. It's one thing to be able to have talent, potential, and be foreseen as someone that can get to a certain place. But certain individuals, especially in these times, they get in their own way. The mental is not there for him. The talent is far out ahead, but the mental is far behind. I don't even think the mental is on the same vehicle. You understand? And so therefore, that's the biggest drawback. Now, when you get to someone who as versed as Devin is, and Devin is versed because of the training that he's had, the people that he's been around, the mentoring that he has taken from various sources. He is like a chameleon, and he can adapt and adjust and mold and shape to whatever the circumstance may call for. He can expose that in that young man. And what I would be worried about is him breaking him psychologically in the fight where he does do something to foul or get himself in trouble. And he is not out of the woods yet when it comes to that. We're talking Keyshawn. Now, the fighter that I think that is available and that is a tough fight for Devin, and none of you may agree with this, but I've watched this man grow. Jack Catterall.
Nope.
That's a tougher fight
Jack
for Devin.
Catterall.
Yeah.
Listen, I said that too. I said that months ago.
Please listen. I did not say. Most of you may not agree with me. Didn't I say that?
Yeah. Elaborate.
Stormy ate his own garlic.
No, sir.
He ate his own garlic.
Catterall.
Elaborate. Let the sensei elaborate, because I want to hear this.
Catterall has a lot of the similar qualities and characteristics that Devin has as a fighter. Being that he's from the UK, he did the smartest thing in the world when he left there and came over here. And he went into the camps with Bozy and Boots and everything, and he learned some things while he was here.
You like Bozy as a trainer?
I'm not as a learning something from the American school of boxing. That was a good place for him to be in Philly. He got some things out of there. I believe that. But what I'm getting at is this.
Mm-hmm.
He did something that Joshua wouldn't do. He broke the mold of being a top European fighter to come and become better than that. He's world class now.
I agree.
If you look at the way he took apart Regis, it was almost exactly the same way that Devin took apart Regis.
Regis was already taken apart, though.
It's easy to say that because you could say that the man had a couple of losses, but losing is a part of boxing. You understand? Now, with Catterall, the loss that he had to Josh Taylor should not have been a loss at all because he knocked the man down, he cut him, he beat him, and they gave the decision to Josh Taylor. And that was bad. But you don't see nobody rushing the fences to fight Jack Catterall. Nobody. Nobody. Just like when Joe Cordina was doing his thing down at the lower weight and nobody was rushing to fight him. See, there's something about certain fighters over there, and Catterall has an old school type style. He's a counterpuncher, but he has learned to be aggressive with it, and he punches a lot harder than is advertised because being a counterpuncher, he hadn't been putting himself in a position to go after guys and everything. But if you look at his last couple of victories, he has turned that corner. He knows not only how to outbox someone, outslick them, and outsmart them, but he can go out there and take the victory. The Barbosa loss was something where he basically took his foot off the gas in the later rounds because he was fighting at home and they took that decision from him. And he really wanted to kick himself in the tail for that because that was a fight he was supposed to just take. And he could have gone after Barbosa, but he didn't. But that again, like I said, fighters can learn from losses. And that's what made him leave the UK and come to the US. And I do believe that he gained a couple of levels after having that type of experience. Did I say he's going to go in there and beat Devin up? No, I didn't say that. But you're talking about who would give him the type of fight that you want to see something brought out of him. Because I will never roll with a guy that's psychologically unstable. Never. Because usually that breaks at the most inopportune times when the lights are heavy and it's pressure and all of that. You look at what Mike Tyson did to Evander Holyfield in their second fight. Who would have thought that the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world would resort to biting somebody? This is what I'm talking about. It's like that psychological thing. Devin can outbox a guy and make him look amateurish. He can make him look silly in there, or he could go in there and lay some leather on and hurt a guy and try to get him out of there. But the fact that he is versatile enough to do it either type of way is what makes him the favor in that type of situation. And one last thing, Keyshawn has yet to fight a real welterweight fighter. He hasn't been in there with one.
You gonna mute Five?
Yeah. He lost me with the Catterall.
I agree with Stormy.
But he
but I've said it too.
Yeah,
I've said it too. I think Shower said it. I said Catterall would be a good opponent for Dev right now.
We been calling for Catterall. I've been saying Catterall. Catterall name the whole time. When everybody was
would stop Echo
why are you
Esserman.
surprised?
He watched a low-key boogeyman and Giasov. What do you mean?
But y'all can't tell me that El Gato is more dangerous than DB3 the businessman. Is you crazy? Right now?
Right now, yes.
I'm not Keyshawn ain't never fought at welterweight, bro.
Yeah, and I'm a big Keyshawn fan. Listen, I even got the picture of me and him just to troll a little bit, and I like Keyshawn, but I think right now, I think Catterall will be a tougher fight.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all saying Keyshawn's not proven because he ain't fought at 47, but why was Shakur and Devin the biggest fight to be made? Shakur ain't never fought it above 140 pounds, so why was that the biggest fight?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Keyshawn had an English cup of tea at 140, bro.
Who?
My nigga Shakur is the guy at 140.
Yeah, but not 147.
Due to the fact that he beat Teofimo Lopez. Now,
147.
we know this. We know this. They're in two different divisions.
I'm saying, but how's that the
But
biggest
it's not
fight?
like
that
it's not
Keyshawn is
like we're
proven
talking
because he
about
hasn't
the
fought at
man.
47.
It's not what. It's not like we're
It's
talking
different because
about.
it's him.
No, it's not like we're talking about Shakur skipping over 3 divisions or 2 divisions or something like that. It's the next weight class over, bro.
Yeah, but Keyshawn is right there. So what are we talking about?
I mean, he's
Yeah,
the
like,
top.
what,
Those
like,
are
yeah,
the top
like,
two
but what are we
guys
talking
active
about?
right
He's
now.
right there.
I mean, I would edge.
We're talking
Shaq
about
a little
more
bit.
dangerous.
The
What are you
thing why I
talking
like
about?
Keyshawn.
You saying he's not proven at 140? Hold on, Five. What I'm talking about is you're saying he's not proven at 147 pounds, but you and everybody is okay with Shakur taking that fight, and he's not proven at that
Brother,
division.
I'm not talking about Shakur. I'm saying he's less proven than what Jack Catterall has done. Didn't you just hear what I said? He just got
But at the
through
same time,
with
I
Echo
talked about,
Esserman, a welterweight.
but
He
at the
got
same
through
time,
a
my
low-key
opinion about Jack
boogeyman and
Catterall,
Gearsoft,
I'm
a
not
welterweight.
sold on him
What
being
has
the toughest fighter.
Keyshawn done at 147?
He hasn't fought.
Absolutely
He hasn't
nothing.
fought at
Absolutely
147
nothing,
pounds.
bro.
But
And
he's
you're
currently
calling
at
him
the 47.
more
He's
dangerous than a guy
currently
that's
at
went through a low-key
147.
gauntlet, bro.
But obviously he's not dangerous enough to get noticed by the damn King Targaryen because he just
Wow,
missed
you
that
can't,
fight.
you
Because
caping for Keyshawn, bro. Because ain't nobody talking about shit.
how am I keep capping for Keyshawn? I said Catterall called for Devin and he dismissed it. What the fuck are you talking about? Come on, man. He called for that fight and Devin dismissed it. So if that man was that much more dangerous, why wasn't that fight made? Cut the shit, man.
He was highly ranked in the, he was highly ranked in the WBO before Keyshawn got that spot.
And what does this have to do with if he's
the
dangerous?
fact that he didn't deem him as dangerous.
Devin was not interested in fighting Catterall.
He didn't deem Catterall as being dangerous.
Yeah, let's just keep
it. Let's
just keep it real.
Cut the shit.
Devin didn't care about that.
Yeah, exactly.
No. He didn't care about the dangerousness of the fight. But the bag has to be the bottom line.
So it's about the money.
It's about the money, huh?
It's about the money. It always got to be a little bit about the money, bro.
No, but you just made that. You made that the prime thing. You just said it won't about the feel. It won't about the danger. It's more so. See, cut the shit, cut the shit, all right?
Yeah. That was man. I'm a fool with these questions, y'all. That definitely sparked a lot of debate.
I gotta fall out, but I'm gonna jump back on my phone. So yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah, we gotta keep it going because we already at our 2-hour mark. Real quick, foreign correspondent. I'm gonna come to you on this one. We're gonna run through this one real quick. Let's cook on AJ and Prenga because they are fighting this weekend. And I want to give them some insight on their fight. Let me ask you this. Does a knockout this weekend from Anthony Joshua change your opinion on him possibly going in a fight with Tyson Fury? If AJ gets the knockout, would that change your opinion of Anthony Joshua at all?
Hell nah, bro. To me, this is already written, bro.
What's the writing on the wall say?
I wish the good doctor was still up in here because he could give further insight if they put his fight on the money line yet. Because last time I checked, AJ versus Prenga was not on the money line. Hamza Shiraz versus Zackenberger was on the money line. But AJ and Prenga was not on the money line for some reason. And the only reason I can think of it's so much of a mismatch, they might as well not put it on there. It must be some type of mistake. But to me, it's that much of a mismatch. Right? It should be a knockout. And that's what I expect. Especially when you see AJ coming in with the nappy head AJ. he knows it's game time. AJ looking leaner, looking like he's definitely under the 250s. I don't know what they have him doing out there in the Usyk camp, but they got him believing like he's gonna be undisputed once in the future. You got Usyk planting seeds and putting it in existence that AJ is gonna be undisputed.
Okay.
Those type of mentalities might take the man a good distance, but it'll definitely take him past Christian Prenga, who was looking scared as a bitch at the face-off, taking big gulps, rocking back and forth, couldn't stare AJ in his face.
Damn.
Like, man. Like, I got no type of hope for Prenga making an upset. You could say styles make fight, but when you look at AJ's resume, he always cleans up European level opposition. And can we even say Prenga's European level opposition? It's arguable. But with that, AJ gets the job done. Ain't nothing to see here.
Okay. Let me slide over to my man's Tommy. I'm gonna ask you, man. Is Prenga just a tune-up for Anthony Joshua? What's your take on Prenga being a tune-up? Is he a tune-up, or do you feel like he has a fighting chance against Great Britain's golden boy, AJ?
Well, I got a little bit of a bias here, so
I know.
He's supposed to be a tune-up, right? But he's been living in Jersey. He's been working out in Jersey. He's been fighting. His last 3 or 4 fights, I think, had been in Jersey, Atlantic City, and in the Prudential Center. I think 4 or 5 fights, something like that. And he works with Keith Cologne's trainer, Coach Muhammad Salam, Coach Mu. And so I have a little bit of a bias here because I would like to see Prenga pull off the upset. I did not like the face-off today. I saw Oddfella is so messed up, bro.
It's all facts, bro. You saw that shit, bro.
The big gulps and the rocking back and forth. Look, it's right there. It's crazy, man. And I was like, oh man, but I don't know. I got hopes for him, man, because listen, Joshua hasn't really been in a fight in a while, in over a year, almost 2 years, something like that. I don't count the Jake Paul fight.
He fought in December with Jake Paul, so it's been almost a year.
I don't really count that, but this is a guy that's been a professional fighter that's got 21 fights, and all his wins have been by knockout. So he's got a little bit of pop, no matter who he may have fought. He may not have the resume or come close to the resume, but
all I hear is 20 knockouts and 20 something. Come on, bro. So
before I take a 12-hour flight again, I'm rooting for Prenga. I think Joshua wins, but I'm just gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna say Prenga in 6.
Wow.
Cape on fully.
My man Turncoat Tommy strikes again. Okay, Stormy B, man, close us out on this AJ Prenga, man. Does AJ still belong among the heavyweight elite? In the sensei's eyes, is AJ among the heavyweight elite? What you got, Sensei?
Hell no. But this fight Saturday night is going to end faster than the fight with Paul. Okay? AJ going to put his boots so far up Prenga's potato chip. That, y'all going to be witnessing a massacre on this. And I hadn't seen the clip of the face-off until you played it right there. Man, this dude, he looking at AJ like AJ is Mike Tyson from 1987.
God damn.
That's what he looked like he in there again. And AJ looking like Mike Tyson from 87.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
classic.
But with all seriousness, I do expect this might be a 1-round blowout. Because the guy looks fearful. He does. And AJ is very good at sensing that kind of stuff. He's not a dummy. So he's going to take this advantage that you see right here on this little tape reel that's playing, or the face off, and he's going to go in there, and he knows that if he opens up with a heavy arsenal against this guy, the guy doesn't have the type of experience to be able to ward that off, weather the storm, and get into a fight in a match, and start going from there. Yeah, I expect this. It's probably going to look like when Lennox Lewis handled Andrew Galata. It's probably going to be a lot like that.
Okay.
Whole facts.
Damn.
And and I'm being very serious when I say it, because I'm looking at it and I'm reading the energy. I would like to see AJ done away with, but it won't be by this guy. It'll be by one of the other contenders. That's why when I'm being asked, does he have what it takes to get back to where? No, he's done. AJ is not going back to the mountaintop.
Wow.
He's not. And there's too much talent out there to run interference on that, because there are guys who really deserve their shot. I've been sounding the drums for the likes of Effie Ajaba for a long time. If AJ wants to try to get in there and get back to a title shot, fight a guy like Ajaba. They'll let me know if you still got something or not. Not guys like Mr. Pringles here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's classic sensei right there, man. I love to hear it. Okay, man. We gonna switch gears. We gonna talk a little bit about Zuffa. And I wanted to talk about this because Mr. Turncoat Tommy has been very, very upset about Zuffa in his backyard in New York. So yeah, we gonna get on this Zuffa segment real quick. Zuffa overpricing the Berlanga card. Okay, Tommy, let me ask you this, man. Can Berlanga headline a successful pay-per-view? What is your thoughts of the Zuffa overpricing in your great city of New York, man?
The answer is no. I like Zuffa. I like what they've been doing. I like the cards that they put up. I think this card is a good card too. I mean, this is a solid card if you think about it. I mean, Berlanga's fighting somebody that's going to punch back. He's not fighting a bum. Butler's pretty good. He's got good trainers, right? Hitchens is in a fight. I think Hitchens is probably in the easiest fight of everybody. Jalil Hackett, Devranchenko. You know what I'm saying? The card is pretty good.
Man, Jalil Hackett got the toughest fight.
Jalil definitely got the toughest fight. But that's a good fight, and these are competitive fights that Zuffa been putting on, and we've been seeing upsets in these fights too. So listen, it wouldn't shock me if Berlanga lost. Now, here's the thing with Berlanga. The question is, can he sell a pay-per-view in New York? No, because he was the main event last year in Queens at the Louis Armstrong Stadium, and he had Shakur on the undercard. And that fight, it was a bigger arena, bigger venue, and that didn't come close to selling out. They gave those tickets away. Here in the Zuffa card, they're fighting in the theater, not in the big room, not where the Knicks play. They're fighting where they put on, plays and concerts and stuff like that. Yeah. It holds up to like 5,500, and I'll tell you right now, and I've said this before. Last year, February, Keyshawn Davis against Berichick main event. They almost sold out. I had a ringside seat. It was about $400. Okay. Last year, Hitchens main event versus Kambosos in the theater matchroom. It did terrible, but ringside seat 300. I can't remember. I would say 320, something like that. Ringside. Let's go to Zuffa now. Same venue, different type of card. $2K for ringside. Are you nuts? For the theater? Are you serious, bro? So I don't think I'll be going to this event. I've been weighing back and forth on going, and I don't think I'm gonna go. I think I'll be better off watching on TV. So.
Are you gonna watch the pay-per-view?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna go. I mean, I've been to a lot of fights this year already. I've been to about 6 already, so I could miss one. So I'm gonna pass. But I'll watch it. Yeah, definitely on what is it? Amazon Prime, the CBS thing. What is it?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. Yeah, I got that because I've been had that because I watch soccer on there. So But yeah, so I'll be watching it there.
Okay. Let's ask Captain Zuffa, Mr. Dana Blizzak. What's your thoughts on the Zuffa overpricing the Berlanga card, and is Zuffa testing the market with guys like Africa and Berlanga fighting in New York with these overpriced tickets that Tommy is so upset about that he will not be attending the fight?
Now, I have to commend Zuffa for keeping it consistent. They've been, if you want to classify them as a traditional promoter, they've been consistently putting on cards month after month. And they earlier got criticism for having their cards predominantly within the Apex Theater, or the Apex Theater that they own, the small venue over there in Las Vegas. And then they showed and proved that they're able to come outside of the Apex Theater and do a card with El Rayo in Las Vegas, go over to the UK and have a classic fight with Chris Billiam Smith and Ryan Brzezicki. And now they're going all over. They got a card in London, Johnny Fisher signed. You got a card in Ireland, Callum Walsh. And another, I think, middleweight, Tyrone McKenna, will be headlining in a championship fight, so to speak. You know what I mean? So Zuffa has been keeping it consistent. And again, they've been doing, I think, great things for the middle class of boxing. Old traditional boxing is more so the haves and have-nots. You know what I mean? And Zuffa has filled a little bit of a gap with those have-nots getting an opportunity to get some consistency, a consistent paycheck, not having to worry about the medical expenses, nutritionists and all that. So Zuffa's been doing their thing, most definitely, but the criticism starts from Captain Zuffa, my brothers. And they fucking up with overpricing this card right here. Now, this is a good card from top to bottom, as such, that we've been expecting from Zuffa. Solid fights, you know what I mean? And this is a solid card. Berlanga and Stephen Butler, who's been looking like a new man at 168. Not the same Stephen Butler from 160 that we saw get blown out by Janabek and by the Murata, the Japanese fighter back in the day. This is a different cut. Stephen Butler, Bang Bang Butler at 168. We got Richard Hitchens against a real live opponent, type underdog in Ricardo Salas. You know what I mean? So Jaleel Hackett against Darian Chanko, right? Excellent fight, or a true test for Jaleel. But should they be charging? Should they be charging mega fight prices in the Hulu theater for this shit? No, they should not. No, they should not. They fucking up with that shit. They definitely fucking up. I'm not liking the accessibility to the middle class boxing. Huh? I'm not liking the accessibility. And that's one thing I have to credit DAZN with, is accessibility. They're willing to share their product after it's done. Right? Zuffa has a problem with gatekeeping middle class content, hindering themselves from getting more eyes and viewership, drawing more attention to guys that may want to study a fighter that's under the Zuffa brand, but I can't readily see it on demand because it's not available to me unless I log into the Paramount app. They got to be more accessible, Zuffa. You know what I mean? They got some great ideals and infrastructure based off of the UFC model. But the UFC model has proven to be accessible. And they're gatekeeping out here. So, one, you gatekeeping. Two, you're overpricing high class or mid-tier boxing. You fucking up out here, Zuffa. And you need to do better. I already said that you took an L earlier with not being able to secure Devin Haney.
Yeah, that was a big L.
These are another couple L's right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from Captain Zuffa.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. That's crazy. Stormy B, man. Let me ask you, man. Will guys like yourself support this? Are you a supporter of the Zuffa card that's in New York? You got Berlanga as the main event headlining against Stephen Butler. You got Richardson Hitchens against Salas in the co-main, and you got Jaleel Hackett fighting Derevyanchenko, man. Will guys like yourself, support Zuffa?
I support what Zuffa has been doing throughout the calendar year, but after hearing, what they're charging for these prices and everything ringside, what Thomas shared with us, I don't support that at all. I don't think this is that type of a card to try to shake down what I would still consider casual observers who are trying to, catch on to Zuffa. Because, I mean, these people that will pay those prices can keep their money in their pockets another few weeks and catch a bigger fight card. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't endorse that, but I do endorse what they've been trying to do as far as bringing on quality matches. But to go from, what was that Thomas said? It was like a previous show where the ringside theater tickets were like $350, something like that, and now it's like over $2,000. I mean, what is that? It's like you're penalizing, people, and just because Berlanga made a nice cash out payday against Canelo, he's definitely not worth that, because he's another one of those fighters that could show up at any given time and foul himself out of a fight. He did bite someone in the past, and he's a questionable individual himself, character-wise. So no, I don't endorse that. I've seen enough of that kind of stuff to make certain that I would keep my money in my pocket and watch it on TV.
Yes,
but as our fella said, it's a good card, head to toe. It's like, got some good fights on there. Derevyanchenko is never one to lay down, and you're gonna see something. Even with there's a heavyweight bout on this card. So
Green line, yeah, I think Otto Wallen.
Yeah, Otto Wallen is out there. He's taking on the Ladizov Sirenko. This guy is, I think he only got one loss on his record, and he's gonna come and fight. He got stopped in his last fight against Solomon Dockers, but Solomon is a nice young prospect that's coming up himself. So only thing I could say, man, is that no, I don't support how they're trying to make that money off of this card like that, because they've even had better cards than this, and they didn't charge like that. So I don't know what they're trying to do. But we're getting ready to go into the the third quarter of the year, and if they're going to start doing that, Zuffa will tank fast because they built their brand on. You heard me say earlier in my conversation mentioning them talking about the Devin and Shakur negotiations and all of that. I said that they put on a lot of fights that are 60-40, 50-50, and they've had a number of upsets, almost an upset every card. And they actually fought for additional shows going into the later portion of the year because I think they had a certain number that they started out with, and because they were having the successes they were having, they scrambled for a few extra dates, and I think that's how we got the UK dates and everything. But there's some good stuff happening. But man, when you start doing something like this, overpricing, it can go south fast. So those are my thoughts on that.
Okay, yeah, man. Like I say, man, we got boxing every day, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a little fights on Friday. We got some big smoke Saturday, and of course, man, Zuffa is gonna close us out on Sunday. So y'all be on the lookout, man. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have plenty of good content out there from all of these great YouTube channels like Stormy B, man, myself. You know what I'm saying? We shall see what happens, man. Yes, indeed, boxing. She says, I see Berlanga's energy is different. Steve might go upside his head. The homie says, who sells more, Shakur in New York, or Devin in San Francisco, Oakland? Okay, I see what you was trying to do there, man. I would say this. I would say this to your question, brother. When Devin fought in his hometown in the Bay, he did well. When Shakur fights in Newark, he does well.
Yeah, they just leave early.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And Shakur has been holding it down. You know, he fought in New York in his last fight with Tszyu. But that might change. That might.
I mean, the Tszyu fight did okay. It did well.
Yeah,
but the one against Opetaia didn't do as well.
Right.
You know, so
right. And you know, the tide might change, man. When Dev comes back in his next fight with Keyshawn, we don't know where that's gonna be at. I think that fight is gonna do tremendous. I'm just gonna tell you right there, man. One thing I know, two things for sure, man. When Dale fights in America, man, Bill puts on his Don King hat, and yeah, man, it's a different type of energy when Dale fights in America. And I know it's been a lot of criticism about Dale, you know, being the co-main undercard fighter. I think this fight right here with him and Keyshawn, man, it might turn the tide. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that in a little minute, but we gotta keep it pushing because we is already over our 3-hour mark, and we gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk about this before we get to the US 6 report card. This is a requested topic from my main man's Odd Fella. So while everybody was cooking, I did some soft digging to pull this up right here. Opetaia suing the IBF, alleges conspiring for signing with Zuffa. So it's looking like another Zuffa fighter, man. He's upset and he's suing the IBF, claiming that he was stripped of his IBF title for having participated in a Zuffa boxing match portrayed as a title event. He's suing them in the Nevada federal court and claims that the IBF violated the 2000 Muhammad Ali Reform Act, in that the IBF conspired with boxing's other sanctioning bodies to harm Opetaia's financially by stripping him of his title. All fella, this is a requested topic from you, my brother. I'm gonna let you take the reins on this, man. Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Is this justified? Who benefits from this? Does this change boxing politics? And does this expose problems with the sanctioning bodies, man? This is your segment, fella. Go ahead, my brother.
No, I think this will probably go under the radar for most. But what I've been consistently saying about Jai Opetaia, because there has been this narrative going around that one, he should be stripped of his Ring magazine belt, and two, that he somehow ducked David Benavidez by signing or being over there with Zuffa.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
I've been consistently saying that Jai Opetaia has been trying to seek the best opponents, been trying to unify the division. He's said that. But negotiations, for some reason or another, when he was with Matchroom Boxing, failed. Now,
fella, can I ask you something real quick before you keep going? I'm gonna let you go.
Lord,
No, it's just a question. Was Jai Opetaia one of those exclusive signings, or was he one of those guys that they just brought in with a bunch of guys? I'm just asking. I want, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not clear, because he's not being treated like Conor Ben or the way, you know what I'm saying, the exclusive guys is. So add that to your cook if you can.
quickly, he was an exclusive signing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was an exclusive signing and was part of the early rollouts of Zuffa Boxing on Paramount. But once again, this lawsuit is tied into the corruption that the sanctioning bodies have been involved in. This lawsuit is tied into the reason why Jai Opetaia can get the fights that we want to see him in these unification fights. Because the politics are at play. People, once again, people in big places. You got guys like the CEO of Golden Boy Entertainment, Oscar De La Hoya, saying that this man should be stripped. Ring Magazine is not upholding their own rules because he hasn't faced a top 5 opponent in the last 2 years, when a lot of these top 5 opponents been ducking and running. A lot of these top 5 opponents have been under the protection of not only their promotional company, some of these sanctioning bodies. We see a situation where Zuffa invited the WBC champion Noel McCallion early. They did a face-off. Next thing we know, the WBC is giving threats to Noel McCallion. See the WBC light heavyweight champion move up and weight to fight for 2 other belts from opposing sanctioning bodies. He secures those belts, beats Zerto Ramirez. You know what the WBC does? Whose champion is Noel McCallion? And they see Noel McCallion slowly creeping into bed with Zuffa and making that Jai Opetaia fight. You know what WBC does? They mandate a unification fight. No, not mandate. Number one mandatory. They mandate Noel McCallion to fight David Benavidez for a unification fight. This is unprecedented. And only because, or for a large reason, because they don't want Jai Opetaia, who is a Zuffa representative, to get that fight. So we're tampering with this man's career on all levels. There's other revelations that are in this lawsuit in regards to Eddie Hearn and some messages that were sent, disparaging words against Jai Opetaia and his ability to sell. All this is going to be put in front of the courts. All the facts that the IBF came in originally to sanction the fight against Brandon Glanton, accepted $77,000. Jai Opetaia paid his sanctioning fees of $77,000. So anybody in the chat can do a quick calculation if you want to know what his purse was. 3%. But they took that. Like Dana said, they paid for the IBF representative stipend per diem for the day. And then they pulled out of the fight and wouldn't sanction it. But they damn sure took the money. So
Can I help? Can I help you? I'll follow with that.
Hold on. So Jai Opetaia has all the right to go to court for that. Whether he's representing Zuffa or not, he has to represent himself in this situation, and he has been done wrong by boxing politics. But go ahead, Stormy.
No, I just wanted to add, not to interrupt, but add to what you were saying. What they did was they knew that it was going to be a sanctioned bout for the first Zuffa championship. And so they were in agreement with Zuffa that their belt be represented. They falsely, they collected the sanctioning fee prior to the fight, which was interesting because it was the week of the weigh-in and everything. They flew a representative in and collected the fee from Opetaia, who paid. And then they tried to say that during the week of the fight, the promotional press week, they were saying that they felt like Opetaia wasn't representing well. He wasn't displaying their belt and stuff like that, which it turned out that was totally false because at all the press conferences, the belt was sitting right there on the table. The Zuffa belt wasn't even on the table. It was like someone standing in the back holding it up. But the IBF belt was on the table. Jai had it on his shoulder when they did the face downs and all of that. So they tried to say that that's why they were withdrawing, and then they had all of the press was able to disprove that. So they came back and said, well, yes, he's our champion. You know, we will support the fight and everything. And then the fight took place. He defeated Glanton, and then at the press conference in the post-fight, they said that the IBF has stripped him again. So basically, they came, collected the money, and then stripped him after the fight. and he did no wrong whatsoever. And when they asked him at the press conference, the post-fight press conference, they say, we understand that you've been stripped again. And he was like, I don't know nothing about that. I got my belt right here. And he didn't know. And then, the next day and everything, he found out the dirtiness of the IBF and what they had done and everything. And so therefore, I guess this is his action that he's taken against them now, because they really played with him throughout the whole ordeal, which is another thing that they don't realize, that he could possibly tap into emotional damages on this, because you're going into a fight and you representing as the world champion, and you have all of this drama that they're creating for you. It could affect with you psychologically. It could like distract you or whatever. So I just kind of wanted to add to what you were saying with that, for people who didn't know that end of it, because I was really covering this at the time that it took place. And you may have known that already yourself, but I just kind of wanted to add and embellish that, because these are the things that took place, and Jai was totally within his right to try to defend his position as the world champion and how he had represented.
All facts.
Yes, sir. Okay, man. I got one more segment that I want to get to, man, and we're gonna get up out of here, bro. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Whether you came, you left, you came back, you still here. I want to say thank you to everybody that supported the stream tonight. Thank you to the brothers for pulling up on me. KG, Allfella TD, and of course Stormy, man, who wanted to be a part of the conversation. I appreciate all y'all, man. But we gotta get to the report card, man. The US 6 report card. This is something that I have been trying to do every stream, man, where we give our grade on certain fighters for different criterias and categories, man. And I think tonight we gotta give a grade on Devin Haney. And some people might say it's controversial. Devin does have a lot of haters. He has a lot of fans. He has a lot of fanatics. He has a lot of people that love him. He also has a lot of people that hates him. And he got the boxing world buzzing right now. You know what I'm saying? Off the move he just made. But nonetheless, man, we got to give him his report card, man, US 6 style, man. And of course, the grade categories are going to be A through F. And the criterias for tonight's grades will be the business IQ, the championship resume, the fight selection, public perception, marketability, right? Smoke factor, career momentum, and the legacy outlook. Okay? I know that those are a lot of different categories, so let's go over them one more time. Legacy outlook, career momentum, smoke factor, marketability, public perception, fight selection, championship resume, and business IQ. And I'm gonna let the sensei give his grade first, man. He is the honorary guest on the show tonight. Sensei, what are you giving Devin Haney today on Trill Thursday? What grade is Devin Haney getting for tonight, man? Of course, everybody want to know did he make the right move. So what's your thoughts on that, and what's your grade for Devin the Dream Debo Haney?
Okay, first of all, I want to say I thank you, brothers, for allowing me to join you this evening. It's been a pleasure to be here, and you're doing very good stuff here, man. I like it, and it also touches the sport from the inside out, which I love that, and it's great to be a part of that with you guys. And after I give this, I'll fall back into the chat and listen the rest of the way. What I would like to give Devin overall is a grade of an A. It could be a minus or A plus, contingent upon how things really go. But for the move, the posturing, the position that they played, I give them a solid A, simply because, as I stated earlier in the show, they led people to believe they had signed a deal with Zuffa, and they let people run with that. See, that's chess, because they didn't do the footwork. The people did the footwork, and therefore they benefited from it going that way. And I believe that some people might even be pissed off now, because it's like, oh damn, they pulled one on us, or whatever. But they didn't. They actually played their hand the way you're supposed to when you are running your own show, when you are running independent of how others do the business, and you are operating in your own best interest. And they were able to do that, which is another reason why I'm going to throw this out there. Hopefully it hits some real ears and they listen. Some of these fighters, when you become free agents, you need to go talk to Bill Haney. You need to go and talk to this man. He is a very intelligent businessman in the sport of boxing. And he has leverage, and he has knowledge that can be shared, but the game is not free. You have to pay. But I guarantee you, if you align yourself with someone like that, it will benefit your career going forward. So the A grade that I give them is because they have maintained economic empowerment and leverage. They have maintained their independence. They have maintained their options for who the next opponents will be, by broadening the scope of that and not losing anything, their title, their position, or anything like that. And that's how you want to do it. As Nazim Richardson used to say, swim without getting wet. This is what they did throughout this process, and people need to take note of it, because it's a great way of representation and being a person who's your own man. And one last thing about that. With the deal, Devin can still promote also. And so he doesn't lose in that regard as well. It's like he can promote his own fight. He can promote with them. He could co-promote. He could let them promote. It's a wonderful all-around deal. And like I said, that's checkmate, baby. That's what I think on that, guys. And 503, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming up, man. Dropping some of that sensei-ism on us, man. I appreciate that, man. Have a good night, my brother. Okay. TD, I'm gonna come to you, man. Give me your US6 report card grade for Devin Haney, man. Did he make the right move? Business IQ, championship resume, fight selection, public perception, markability, smoke factor, career momentum, legacy outlook. How do you feel, man? What's the grade for Devin Haney?
I'm harsh, and at the end of the day, it's about these fighters, and we give our opinions, and we could be happy, upset, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna give him a B, straight B, because you only like I always say, sometimes you're only as good as your last fight. Well, you're only as good as your last move, and the last move has been great. But leading up to all the moves in between, the public perception, with all the little tricks and the tweets and stuff, I think Bill is a very intelligent man too, but he he's not moving, in my opinion, the right way. You know what I'm saying? And he has other fighters too. You know, what's up with Kevin Newman? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I say B because I think that I still with my stance with the welterweight division. They could have fought other guys, but because those names are not as big, they couldn't get, you know, the big name to get the big money. And at the end of the day, it took them a while to figure it out that this was the best move for them, where now they could remain independent and still get the big fights. But look, even though we all think that Keyshawn is next, it's not set in gold yet. We still don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, 34 weeks, 8 months, 280 plus days, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I love the move. I think that's great. I'm not out here counting money. I want everybody to win, but everybody can't win, right? Somebody's gonna lose, there's gonna be draws. But as far as the money, I want everybody to get paid. I'm not a hater. I want to see everybody, you know, do well. But at the end of the day, you're not active, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I can't give a better grade than a B. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I'm giving them a B, which is a great grade, is about 83% out of 100, is because the last move was a fantastic move. It pretty much lets everybody know, all right, we got this done. Now let's move forward. We don't know what forward is just yet, so we have to wait and see. So I'm not going to give him a B plus or an A just yet until that move is made, and then we could get into legacy. You know what I'm saying? Public perception. You know, a little bit more consistency. You know what I'm saying? 8 months, 34 weeks, 280 days. B grade.
Yes, sir. Okay. KG, I'm gonna ask you the same question, man. What's your US6 report card grade for Debo, Devin Haney, the American Dream Haney? Did he make the right move? What you got, my brother?
I'm nowhere near as harsh as damn TD. God damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, what I'm giving Devin present day. Present day. I'm giving him an A. And I'm giving him an A because and that's why I say I put emphasis on present day. Present day, I'm giving him an A because all of the build up to this, you know what I'm saying? All the moves that, you know what I'm saying, we are hearing about DHP doing that we didn't see. All of the pull-ups, you know what I'm saying, that Bill was doing, whether it was 78, BFTV, True Media, Coach Malachi, the Boxing Voice, Champ Side, you know what I'm saying, BFTV, you know what I'm saying, guys, and you know what I'm saying. So, and the thing is, if anybody ever paid attention, and I'm not saying I was overly paying attention, I just know Bill wasn't saying certain things on certain platforms that he was saying on others. You know what I'm saying? So it was a thing of consistency for me. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at it as, I was like, maybe it's the environment that he's in. He's disclosing this information, or he's more candid here, or he's, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching him hold himself certain places, but then, you know what I'm saying, be all out there. I was out on the front porch in other places, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, how do I read this? You know what I'm saying? And like Stormy said, you know what I'm saying, you playing chess. So I understand it's chess, but at the same time, like I said, the people, it grew a divide. You know what I'm saying? And I had asked all y'all a question at some point in time throughout the last 6 years I've been here. Excuse me. Who has the worst fans? Shakur Stevenson, Javante Davis, or Devin Haney? And to be honest, bro, most of my criticism, you know what I'm saying, I don't dislike Devin Haney. I like Devin Haney. I like his style. I like how, you know what I'm saying, his dad is in the position that he's in to be the mouthpiece. So not just dad, the actual, you know what I'm saying, the mouthpiece, and actually being able to speak. You know what I'm saying? So my criticism always came from, you know what I'm saying, his fanboys, you know what I'm saying, like his support, like the people that I understand support, but then the people that, you know what I'm saying, put 20 on 10. You know what I'm saying? You can't criticize him. You can't this. He's every time he takes a step, it turns to gold. You know what I'm saying? Those, you know what I'm saying, those people. And that shit killed me. It made me start holding them at a certain expectation. You know what I'm saying? But with them, you know, with them closing this DAZN deal, they saying for 9 figures, you know what I'm saying? 100 million was on one side, and you know what I'm saying, DAZN jumped in and said 101. You know what I'm saying? And they said they went with it. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying, salute them for that because you put yourself in position now to be able to do everything that Bill is floating around saying. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that you know what I'm saying, that the fanatics are gassing you up on. You know what I'm saying? So you actually in that position now because any fight going forward, money is never an issue now. The money, you know what I'm saying? Money can never be an issue. And even whatever is put on the table, 25% of that is still gonna be fucking damn bananas. And I don't even like damn using, you know what I'm saying, words like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's still gonna be crazy. So you know what I'm saying? So you put yourself in a position to actually be that guy. And you put yourself in a position to go after guys with fights and they can't say, well, nigga, you don't sell. You're like, well, it don't matter if I sell. I'm able to pay you. You know what I'm saying?
Money.
Yeah, you want this money or what?
Yeah.
And let's go there and go be seen together. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's you get an A for that. But you don't get an A plus, like I said, because your fandom, you know what I'm saying? That shit, man, it makes you look at motherfuckers and actually read you and say, no, I'm expecting this from you. That's what, like I said, that's why I think Devin Haney's name comes up as much as it does. It's because of, you know what I'm saying, the way, you know what I'm saying, he's being spun. And I'm like, Bill is doing what he's supposed to do, and I understand that. And Dev has been, you know what I'm saying, through and through doing what he's supposed to do when he gets in the ring. Y'all ain't got to sprinkle the extra on it. You really don't. Ain't nobody perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? I know our fella call him King Targaryen, but at the same time, we all kings in our own right. You know what I'm saying? So, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I'm saying, put somebody above the creator, because that's what it sounds like sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The creator didn't create the creator created us, but Devin Haney created the creator. That's, you know what I'm saying. That's how he's being sold, and I'm like, y'all
That's
got to
the
chill.
blood of the dragon, KG.
Y'all got to chill.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Like the
Okay.
black people say, the dragons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them dragons. You know what I'm saying? It's dragons. But
Yeah.
other than that, man, he made a great move, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if don't nobody fight him now, then all the damn ducking and Debo's this, then that shit is real. But if not, then we get fights and we get to see them in tough fights. If these dudes are saying, hey, we got action because the money is there. Let's do it. So don't be surprised if Boots don't decide to call down. You know what I'm saying? Doing what big niggas do to little niggas.
Man. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and give my grade, and I'm gonna let all fella close his eye because he been on his you know, grand mastery. You know, he wants to assist the throne in King Targaryen in his political run. So I'm gonna say this, man. For me, when I look at the categories that I came up with today, championship resume, Devin Haney has one of the best resume. If you look at, you know, shit, the last 4 fights, you know, with Dev, like all these guys are former champions, if not current champions, Olympians. I think Dev has one of the best resumes. The fight selection, I mean, Brian Norman to Keyshawn Davis. Come on, man. And these guys are brothers of color. What we talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I still think Keyshawn is more tougher than Jack Catterall. I don't care what Stormy or fella says. The most questionable thing I think Dev has is the public perception. Because like I say, man, some people love him, some people hate him. And I think a lot of that has to do with his coverage in the media, you know, mainly on YouTube. You know, his fanatics, you know, they definitely, you know, sprinkling me, baby, a lot. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know what I'm saying? They it's too much. It's too much shine. Just too much going on with that. You know what I'm saying? The markability, I think that kind of is iffy right now because he took a dip in the market, fighting on these ring cards, being the co-main event when I know for sure that Dev can headline in Las Vegas, he can headline in the Bay and do great numbers. And I know people will fly to the Bay. It's a beautiful city in San Francisco, Oakland. Sit right there on the water, the Pacific Ocean right there, the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, uh, you know, I think people will pull up to watch Dev for sure. The smoke factor for Devin Haney has always been top tier. He's always went after the big names and all of the smoke. And I think that's what Dev kind of got his recognition at. You know what I'm saying? From Colin Aloma to T.O. to Tank to Shakur, you name it. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much anybody in and around different weight class, he has called those guys out. When you look at his career momentum, right here, right now, today, bro, he's trending up. With this deal that he got, I think it's only up for Dev. So I think he's winning in that category. The legacy outlook 5 years from now, uh, the chapter defining Devin Haney. I think all fella might be on to something with that King Targaryen take. You know what I'm saying? Because it's looking like he might restart his 147-pound division. Because at this point, bro, if he goes out here and he fights Keyshawn and puts a demo down on Key, I think all these guys are gonna fall in line. I think Ryan will fall in line. I think the T.O. Rowley fight will fall in line. And I think Eddie gonna want to sit next to the King Dragon. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal outlook, man. But I say all that to say this: I'm gonna give Dev I'm gonna give him an A, bro. I'm not gonna give him an A plus because uh he hasn't fought Keyshawn yet, so I can't give him an A plus. But right here, right now, bro, I gotta give him an A. Like I say, my biggest criticism still is the inactivity, but luckily I didn't put the activity as a category for tonight's criteria. You know what I'm saying? So I think that motherfuckers got to give Devin his card. You know what I'm saying? I think all these fights are good fights at 147. I know Tommy be crapping on the 147-pound division, but all these fights are good fights, man. And I think if Dev really want to get back in the good graces of all boxing fans, bro, my biggest request and challenge to Devin Haney, for me personally, bro, fight 3 times next year. Fight 3 times next year. Fight 3 times next year. Give us 3 fights next year. And if all of them are unification fights, so be it. Ryan Garcia, the winner of Rowley and T.O., and go ahead and go get Liam Pyro. 3 fights. I don't care about this Tank shit. I'm tired of this back and forth shit with Shakur. Listen, man, you at 147, bro. Take care of the business at 147. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting these dudes attach themselves to you and get some bro. 147. Handle business at 147, man. But I'm gonna give Dev an A for right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see how this shit pan out. All fella, take us home on this, man. Your US6 report card, Debo Dev, man. American Dream, King Targaryen. What you got?
Indeed. Yeah, I agree with a lot of what the brother's been saying. However, I think some of the grades have been a little bit too steep. I mean, Dev does have a great resume, championship level for years. Always comes in shape. like I said earlier, he doesn't get injured. Looks for the heaviest smoke. He has all that. You know what I mean? However, we've touched on the inactivity within his prime. I have to take some marks off there when we talking about grades in my science lab. Got to take some marks off. And I believe one of your criteria has had to do with marketability. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. For him to get an A in my class for my grade, that marketability needs to improve. Let's be real. Essentially, Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson are on a similar tier as far as marketability. These guys aren't no mega pay-per-view stars like some of us might lead us to believe. I'm a guy that used to run a lot of events, being around the people that ran events as well. And the highly marketable fighters, you could actually build an event around them. I always say this. Charge $20 cover for a Canelo fight. You can charge $20 cover for a Tank fight. But you can't charge no cover charge for no Devin Haney or for no Shakur fight. Let's be real. My casual boxing friends aren't calling me talking about where you gonna watch a fight when it's Shakur fighting or Devin Haney fighting. That marketability has to improve, and the best way to improve that is through one, activity, and two, fighting each other and building a legacy off of each other. So the Keyshawn Davis fight is a good start. Maybe backtracking and double back into Brian Norman Jr. as he continues to get back into position. Shakur Stevenson is still on the table once again. Just because he's over there with Zuffa doesn't mean that that fight is completely off the table. But these guys should be making legacy off of themselves, staying active and fighting, mixing it up between each other. Straight, simple, and plain. And then that marketability will come, and that B plus that I'm giving them will turn into an A. But once again, that the A class fighters, I can build a cookout around that. I can charge $20 cover charge at the bar for an A tier, A class fighter. But until we get that activity, and then to the names and the frequency of the names, the marketability's still going to be just within these YouTube streets and these Twitter circles. Yeah, it sounds like he's the biggest thing on earth in these digital spaces. But when you step out of these digital spaces, do you know his name? B plus.
All right, my man say B plus, man. Okay, yeah. B plus. He right underneath the A from the R fella, man. But okay, look, man. Y'all can't say I don't love y'all, man. We done been on this joint 3 hours, man. Y'all know I try to keep it at that 2, but I gave y'all an extra hour. So yeah, man. We got some shit coming on US 6 Sundays, you know what I'm saying? Open mic tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? KG, man, before you go, man, let people know what you got coming, man. US 6 Sports Entertainment Hub, brother.
Man, the damn lounge is open tomorrow, man. Not normal hours, you know what I'm saying? Evening, you know what I'm saying? Early dinner hours, early, you know what I'm saying? Happy hour time. You know what I'm saying? And me, myself, and the mad scientist, you know what I'm saying? We recruited, you know what I'm saying? I know motor mixologists usually want to come in and make drinks and stuff, man, you know what I'm saying? But now we actually got a guest MC coming in. You know what I'm saying? Natasha the Nightmare Spence. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we're gonna be on 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? The lounge will be open, drinks will be free, but that menu is gonna cost. And of course, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna cost to talk to the damn champ. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You come pull up, champ is gonna, you know what I'm saying, be chopping you down at your takes just the same way to them that me and that mad scientist will. So if she don't like it, she's shooting too. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna be out there, you know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about the upcoming fight, you know what I'm saying, August 22nd here in Richmond, Virginia, the Richmond Punch Out. So yeah, we got, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. So be looking forward to that. And then Thomas ain't gave his damn closing yet, but yeah, but he'll tell you, he'll let you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because we got, you know what I'm saying, we got another interview going on Sunday. So but tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, the lounge is open. You know what I'm saying? Me and our fellow, we gonna get the damn shaking. I don't know what the 6-star chef got on this menu, but you know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna be interesting, especially with, you know what I'm saying, with our girl the nightmare, you know what I'm saying, pulling up to be a guest. But
Yes,
yeah, man,
sir.
y'all know where to find me, man. US 6 Sports and Entertainment Hub. And anything you see this US 6 logo on, man, you most likely gonna find me, or I will be tardy to the party, but I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all see that goddamn, yeah, y'all see that motherfucker in the back, man. You see the logo back there, man. Okay. TD. Now, yeah, your
Yo, so
ass been out of commission.
I've been out of
Yeah,
control today.
no. I'm not talking about today. You
Oh,
out
out
of
of commission.
commission.
Yeah, I've
Ever
been getting
since you went to
out of commission.
Ohio and you seen Shoo and you did an interview with Shoo and all that good stuff. I'm happy for you. You just said fuck us, man, on YouTube, man. You don't do the show no more. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? Let me know. Let us know what you got coming, man.
I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. I mean, I've been, YouTube is a funny place. It's frustrating because, I like to have fun with this. I don't do this, to make any extra bread or anything like that. This is for fun. I like talking boxing. I like talking sports. I think it's fun, but some people just be out of control. And, I'm going to just say it straight up. I don't like people that are fake, bro. I just can't deal with it. It kills me, bro. It bothers me when people just come fake and, sometimes I don't know how to handle it, except like I want to just, throw hands, and I can't throw hands through the screen, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck. But with that being said, man, we back tomorrow, and before the lounge opens up tomorrow at 4:00, we got the opponent of Natasha Spence. We got Precious Harris McRae at 4:00. Roll with the Punches podcast. Me and D Free tomorrow at 4:00. We'll have Precious on. And I'm very intrigued and interested in speaking with her and learn a lot about her, because I'm going to be real, I don't know much about her, so this is going to be fun, and we're going to try to make it fun, have a good time, and we're going to learn about her. We're going to help build up the fight between her and Natasha Spence on August 22nd, and I'm pumped up, and I may go live a little bit before just to let everybody know what's going on. But yeah, I'll be back. I'll be doing more content. I got a couple interviews I'm trying to line up with some Puerto Rican fighters. I'm trying to get Christian Barreto, El Capitan. He's got a big fight with I think Corey Marksman, I think his name is. That's going to be a good fight. Wilito Ortiz is coming back. He's been out for a minute. So yeah, so I got a couple things lined up, looking to do. So yeah, so we'll be back doing our thing, and the football season's coming. So we'll be talking our football shit soon. And of course, I got to talk about the defending champions. You know what I'm saying? The Seattle,
man, I'm finna take these headphones off, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro.
Yeah, but with that being said, man, I don't want to, be too long, but I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come up here and talk my shit and talk boxing with you guys, man. This is fun, and you guys, cope and bear with me as much as just possible. I really appreciate that, and yeah, man, salute to you guys.
Sir,
man.
anytime, man. When you want to come talk your shit, you know where to come to, man. This your show, brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love, man. All for the closers out, man. And could you confirm Paige Harris for Sunday? Because if she pulling up Sunday, we're gonna do 2 shows on Sunday.
Yeah, she confirmed. You know what I mean? Just
cool.
Get that thumbnail ready for her.
All right. Yes. If you wanted to look a certain way, you already know what to do.
Nah, bro, you know what's up. You know what I mean,
Okay.
Look at your shit, bro. I mean, look at your shit. Stop, bro. You know what I mean, but yeah, be on the lookout for that. You know what I mean? We got these ladies busy running the US6 circuit. You know what I mean? Precious Harris McCray, of course, on Rolling with the Punches podcast with TD and D Free. You know what I mean? And then on Sunday, right here on Hard Hitter Sports and Entertainment. And of course, her opponent, you know what I mean, clean fighter Natasha Spence, is going to be co-hosting with us in the lounge, you know what I mean, tomorrow evening. So definitely tap into that if you want to talk into the champ, give the champ some smoke on some of our boxing takes and what we got on the menu. Please do. The link will be on the chat, you know what I mean? So definitely be on the lookout for that. Once again, it's a celebration, you know what I mean? Devin Haney's done a great thing by signing to the DAZN. It seems like there's some action with his next fight being Keyshawn. We're seeing some unprecedented shit. The WBO is going to live stream the purse bid. Yeah, that's crazy, you know what I mean? So I want to see who really flexes on this, you know what I mean? That's going to be interesting to see. With all the money talk that goes around in these YouTube boxing streets, WBO actually has made a great idea by live streaming this shit, you know what I mean? So I'm just excited. I'm excited at the fact that we got action. The US6 have had the Debo Dev Clean Fighter T in the tuck for a minute now, and we finally get to release it, and it's available on shopusualsuspect6.com right now. You know what I mean? So big up to Debo Dev. Y'all know what it is. It's your favorite, your most hated odd fella. Salute to the usual suspects, and I'm Gizon.
Yeah, man. And this has been another Trill Thursday, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, share, join the US6 family, and be sure to hype this video up, man. And if you missed this live stream, be on the lookout for shorts and clips, man. And that's Trill. Till next time, man. We out.
I'm talking about it's really just about stacking this money, man. Getting on these singles, staying positive, you know what I'm saying? And putting it in their face by any means necessary, you know what I'm talking about?